G'day, g'day everyone. Welcome back to the ICC Jimbo channel. And in today's stream, we're doing another Big Bash game. It's between the Sydney Thunder and the Hobart Hurricanes in the BBL 14 Grand Final rematch. And it's going to be an interesting game. The Thunder lost the toss. They'll be having a bat first. The Hurricanes did win. And a moment of silence to the Bondi tragedy, which is just horrific. And great job from Cricket Australia and all the organisers to pay our respects. So a minute of silence we're going to do now. All right. I thought it was the right thing to do to stand there and pay respect and clap to the first responders of the incident. Absolutely horrific. Horrific. And I remember the last thing I'll mention about this horrific incident is I was, I reckon I streamed about 30 minutes after it happened. So we kind of had no idea what was going on. And yeah, um, absolutely horrific. So my thoughts and prayers go to the family and to the Jewish community at this awful time. And yeah, especially that hero who stopped the guy, and Albanese and the Premier of New South Wales paid him a visit in hospital. The hero who stopped one of the shooters. So he is a national hero in my opinion and deserves anything for the rest of his life. Honestly, he is a legend of our country, and I'm proud to say that he's an Australian. All right, so now we're on to the cricket. So I think the Hurricanes will win tonight at Bluntstone Arena. Sorry, Ninja Stadium. It's the same bloody ground. I don't know how they changed the name. The last time I streamed at Ninja Stadium was that horrific India game that we lost. 12 in chat. G'day everyone. Chuck a like, chuck a sub, and we're ready to go here. Someone just said Cal Ferguson said 6'7". What's the odds that he was trying to do 6'7" there? So we're just setting up the stream. Sticker link. Yeah. That it's good to hear that, Crick Lover. Honestly, I was trying to make it as light as possible after that horrific incident, and just give some people some joy on their Sunday night. And I reckon that stream was really fun. Anyway, it's great that the Big Bash is back, but obviously what happened on that night was horrific and not a good way to well, it's not really the Big Bash fault, but it dampened the mood for that game. So I'm glad that some people found some enjoyment out of my stream, and I'm glad that I was able to do that for you, cricket lover, and anyone who was watching. Anyway, Hurricanes are looking to continue their dominance in cricket in general. Because have a look at their women's Big Bash team who won on Saturday night. They are Cricket Tasmania will be loving this every second of it. Riley Meredith, and it's not Sam Constas who's facing the first ball. I have Bancroft here on my screen. It's not him, obviously. And why is Ricky? I don't get why some of these are they going to fly straight to Adelaide? Is that what's going to happen? Because I assume Punter's going to commentate the Ashes tomorrow. So I'm confused. Matthew Jilks. Yeah, it was a good game regardless. So it was a 4 to start things off. It looked like a single. No Warner today for the Sydney Thunder as well. So I think they're struggling. If you have a look at my ladder prediction, I have them finishing 7th. I actually think they'll have an awful year. If I'm being completely honest with you. I had them finishing 7th last year and they proved me wrong. So to be fair, I had the Hurricanes last and look how much of a joke that ended up being. I have the Sixers finishing first. How about yesterday? So we can talk about... Yeah, I know. They get exactly right, Icy Pole. So how's that going to work for Punter? Maybe he doesn't do the first day or something. I don't know. Here we go. Meredith to Constas. Is Constas out? No, wide. Matthew Wade was really interested there. Matthew Wade thought that he heard something. He's not sending it up. And Nathan Ellis, obviously the Hurricanes captain, Australian player. There's the XI. I screwed up that graphic badly for the Thunder. I'm going to fix that. Sorry, guys. What's going on with there? That was an absolutely horrific graphic. What the fuck was that? It's fine on this screen. What? Why does it look so stupid? Like, so arse? I don't know what's going on. I may have to remove the graphics for the Sydney Thunder. Yeah, it's fixed. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It actually looked really bad. Like, horrific. So I'll fix that now. Delete. Delete. There. Fixed it. Alright. Jilks. I'm going to put on a hat that's not a bucket hat and not my baggie. What other hat do I have? Seems appropriate for Big Bash to chuck on a Stars hat. Anyway, single there for Jilks. Jilks on 6, Constas on 1. Last ball of the over. I'll just run. So none for 9 off the first. Let's see what the Thunder can do. No Warner's going to really kill them, in my opinion. I don't know how long he's out for as well. So they've lost their captain. Obviously, Chris Green is capable. of filling in the captaincy role. Apparently, the IPL auction's tonight, but I really couldn't care less. Will not be watching it. I think auction last year I liked it. This year I just think it's hella overrated. Um, it's really overrated, the auction. It's really boring as well. I don't know how anyone would sit there and find it interesting. But anyway, Billy Stanlake, former Melbourne Stars and Strikers player, is in for the Thunder. See what goes on. There's something there. Stanlake looks interested. Billy Stanlake looked interested in that first ball. Not to be. Anyway, Constus. No, they're going to race away for a single there. Did Blundstone Arena change its name? Yeah, they changed to Ninja Stadium. It's a terrible name, but yes, they have changed. That's another single for the Sydney Thunder. So dot and a single thus far. Dot and single. Anyway, that's a beautiful shot, and that's going to be 6, I assume. There's no one there, and even if there was, that's gone. See you later. Big shot from Matthew Gilks. He moves to third, or moves to 12 now. 12 off 4. He's striking the ball beautifully. That's a great shot, and that gets dispatched. They changed it last season. Pip. Bang. Stanlake did not like that because that was a bit of a pie. Can't be as bad as Shaheen Shah Afridi yesterday. He bowled terrible. He bowled some really shit deliveries. Got kicked off from bowling. 2 free hits in an over. Awful. Oh, that beats the fielder. 4 more from Matthew Gilks. I saw him play for New South Wales at Junction. He actually looked quite good in the One Day Cup game that I watched. So he's got good talent, and it's obviously good to keep him at the Thunder for Thunder fans. He gets them to 20 runs now. In this grand final rematch, Thunder are looking to get revenge after what was a terrible way to end BBL 14 last season. Stanlake stemming into Jilks again. That's a shocking delivery, and it gets what it deserves. 4 more. This has been a very expensive over from the Hobart Hurricanes. Jilks moves to 20. 24 for the Thunder. Sam Constus, usually the one who's the aggressor, is sitting there watching. Obviously, he's not part of the test team. I assume Constus will play for the Thunder for the entire season now. I just don't see how he'll make the test team. Speaking of the test team, I'm very happy with that team. No Usman Khawaja, it's good. I like it's settled. Cummins comes back. Lyon comes back. And the omissions of Nisa and Doggett makes sense. And I don't mind Inglis at 5. Maybe Webster should have been there, but besides that, it's a good team. That could be out though. That's in the air. That's not the shot that he wanted, and it goes straight to Chris Jordan. So a little cameo from Matthew Gilks comes to an end. Chris Jordan gets the catch, and the Hurricanes strike. I'm not going for anyone tonight. As you guys know, I'm a Melbourne Stars man, and I don't care about any of the other teams. Well, I just think that Hobart Hurricanes will get the job done though tonight, and they're certainly one of those teams that I reckon will get the job done. And yeah, it's just going to be one of those nights, I think, for the Thunder, because they've got no Warner, and that Warner-Constus duo at the top, I reckon, will kill teams if Warner's on. But I really don't know what's going on, if David Warner's going to even bother. Well, I don't know how long he's out for. He's injured. They said he was injured, so he was ruled out for today's game, but I'm not sure when he'll return. Cameron Bancroft comes into the attack. Now, obviously, he had a disastrous way to end his season last year. It was disgusting, actually, the way that it happened, where he collided with, I forgot who it was, a Thunder player, and broke his nose, if you guys remember that, against Perth. And Constas wants to take him on. Obviously, I streamed Constas' Big Bash debut, and he smashed a 50 against the Strikers in Canberra. And then I watched his test debut at the MCG Live, where he got his 50. So, he'll be a star. I just don't think it will be yet. I don't think it'll be quite yet. 8 in chat. Sirens are streaming tonight. Well, if you're watching Siren stream, go and say hello from me. Say that I'm streaming and I say g'day. Meredith. Constas, that's a beautiful shot, honestly. One of the classy shots there from Sam Constas. He's an aggressor. He likes getting aggressive. He moves to 7. And he'll want a big score tonight. He'll need a big score for his confidence. Got a shield ton in the last round of the shield for New South Wales, but has had a really rough summer thus far compared to last year's breakout summer from Constas. Another star who's in this team who had a breakout Big Bash is Mitch Owen, who's done amazing for Australia, debuted in the Caribbean, and he's in the T20 side. He's certainly a good talent and aggressive. Constas, it's going to go straight to Mitch Owen. Speaking of Matthew Wade there, very underrated cricketer who's had an underrated cricketing career, in my opinion, Matthew Wade. So Stan Lake didn't get to really play for the Stars much when he was traded, and that was due to the fact that he hurt himself in BBL, I want to say 10, and he was unable to play, and then we made a deal. I went and said, yeah, cheers. Maybe I can get on at innings break. Maybe I get on. Oh, that's big. That's going to clear the rope. And who was that at the boundary? They've had to dodge it because Sam Constas has belted that into the crowd. Moves to 34 now. Who is Sirens? He's my good friend, Football Sirens, AFL, and he does a bunch of sports now. He does AFL, NBL, A-League when Western United were there. I don't know if he still does that. And he does Hurricanes. So he doesn't do like pure cricket like me. Like he won't do Australia, but he'll do the Canes throughout the summer. I forgot about him doing it. Because, good shot. Constas is on tonight. You can tell from some of the classy cricket shots from him. He moves to 17. What I used to do is I used to not stream Hurricanes games to give him. But that won't happen this year because I want to stream Big Bash. I've actually, like, the season, a couple of seasons, not last season, the season before I did it. Because I didn't really enjoy streaming. I like streaming Test cricket a lot more. But now, the Big Bash is good fun on a summer's night to stream. So, Constas on 17 off 10. And he'll get the single to wrap up the over. That's a really big over from the Sydney Thunder. They've had a big last 2 overs. 39 down. Sam Constas has hurt himself, though. I think there's something with his wrist, I assume. 3 overs down, 1 for 39. Nathan Ellis will come into the attack. He's got that deadly slow Yorker. And he'll have to play for the Aussies in the T20 World Cup in India and Sri Lanka, which, by the way, that fixture has come out. That fixture has come out for the T20 World Cup in February. Australia play... First, we play Ireland, then Zimbabwe, then Sri Lanka and Oman in our group, and which is bullshit because Sri Lanka, fair enough, because they're the home team, so we're playing them at 12:30 in the morning, which fair enough because it's obviously I said it's the home team, but why are we playing Oman at 12:30 in the morning? Like Oman's shit. Like we're going to smash them. Why are we playing them in 12:30 in the morning? The other 2 games are at 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock and 4 o'clock, which that just makes a lot more sense I don't get why we play a shitty team like Oman at 12:30 in the morning. And if we lose to Oman, that's pretty embarrassing. Ben McDermott on the mic. Constas. They were confused there, Sammy Constas and Bancroft. But the Thunder have gotten to a quick start. Constas is carrying on from what Jilks was doing earlier in the innings. Yeah, you'd assume they'd do all that as a way to pay respect to the fallen members of the community. Ooh, wasn't the greatest shot, but it was enough, and they'll get a single out of it. Bancroft gets off the mark. But yeah, you'd assume that. What's a gold? Anyway, Alice. That's going to be called a wide. Or is that not a wide? Has it gone inside the blue line? Wow. Good delivery. No Big Bash stream tomorrow. I'm out, but I'll do some of the test game in Adelaide between the Aussies and England. Obviously looking to destroy them in that third Ashes game. We're going to win the Ashes. England are shit. They go for a holiday instead of playing cricket. Ellis. That was a good delivery. Slow Yorker. Bounced it up. Made it harder for Alice. Made it harder for Constas, sorry, to get away with that. But yeah, Tim David won. Well, Tim David will have a big bash. I think he had a sensational year with the bat. What, Piers Morgan? I can get up his Twitter account if you want. We can have a laugh at his Twitter account at the innings break because he still thinks that they'll win. He said on his Twitter 3-2 England. I'm not kidding. It's embarrassing. Piers Morgan is proving that he has no idea what cricket is. Like, he acts like he's a big cricket fan. He goes to Lords every year, but he's brain dead. He's brain dead as a person anyway, in my opinion. But he's got some terrible cricket takes. Embarrassing. He actually thinks they'll still win. And they can't afford a single weather, like any weather abandons the game and the series is done. So I think England are in the shits. They're going to lose the series. They played atrocious both games. That's a good shot from Bancroft. It's going to race away for 4. Outfielder's quite quick. Not as quick as yesterday in Geelong, but still quick. Bancroft moves to 5. 4 overs down. 1 for 46. I was going to say 56. I'm like, no, hang on. That's not right. What is the forecast for Adelaide? It's going to be hot for every day except for day 5. It's going to rain, but I don't think we'll go to day 5. It's England. They play baseball. We'll never get a 5-day test with England because they throw their wicket away every game. IPL auction is today. Ugh. It's so boring. Anyway, power play's done. Power play is done. 4 overs down. 146. Hussain from Bangladesh, I believe. In England it would be Pip in 2023 because they make the pitch extremely flat over there and it's actually not as good. But how about Shaheen Shah Afridi yesterday and Rizwan and Barbara's. All three, they're supposed to be the superstar trio of the Big Bash this season, and they've played absolute dog shit. Combined total of 6 runs between Rizwan and Barbara Azam, and none for 43 for Shaheen Shafridi, and he got kicked off from bowling because of 2 no balls in an over. So it's been a shocking start for Pakistan superstars. Shadab Khan is playing tonight against his former team. He'll play for the Thunder against his former team at the Hurricanes. So Shadab Khan will play today. Obviously, Thunder were wishing that Ashwin was there, but he had to pull out. They've signed Cummins today as a supplementary player. I doubt he'll play. They signed him last year and didn't play a game, so probably the same this time. And I'll tell you what, Sydney Thunder are really looking to get a big score on the board. They'd be aware of what Mitch Owen can do at the top order. Obviously, they've seen it firsthand, what he does to teams there. Smashing that tied equal fastest century in Big Bash history. Hussain. It's going to be a dot. Yeah, they'll still get paid, I assume. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Being honest with you. Not the greatest shot. Not the greatest delivery either. Goes straight to Tim David. It'll be a single to end the over. 5 overs down, 152. Sam Constance' elbow, it looks. His elbow's in a bit of pain and discomfort at this current stage. Oh, this goddamn ad. This stupid Westpac ad actually pisses me off. It was funny the first time, but when you see it 60 times a day, and when you watch Test cricket and all you're seeing is this and the KFC ad, you get really sick and tired of it. Chris Jordan in. We're going to get Westpac ads all summer long, unfortunately. Chris Jordan into the attack. Why is there a delay on this stream? It's a good question. What is my latency? I'll check that post-stream. I think there's a delay. Good stop in the field, but it will still be a single. Yeah, I think we've got a latency problem today. I think we probably had one in all my streams and I just haven't noticed. But there's a significant bloody delay. There is a delay. No, I'm watching the stream as I'm streaming. And I think there's a latency problem. That's a good shot down the ground. I think there'll be a fielder to stop it, though. And it was stopped, but it was a really good shot there from Sam Constance. Probably deserved to be 4, to be honest with you. They run 3. Yeah. 100% latency problem on this stream. So I'm going to have to figure that out for next time. That's a... Because I'm not going to end the stream to fix a latency problem. I'd rather have shit latency and continue streaming. There's no point. So... Yeah. I reckon I'm a good 15 or 10 seconds behind. Oh, my eye. Bit of hay fever today, unfortunately. It's a good shot. It's going to be 4 more. Cameron Bancroft, really good shot. They want to put on a big score and make it hard for the Canes to win. I'm 2 for 2 for tips, and I've tipped the Hurricanes to win today. So hopefully they can, for my tipping sake. I don't see how I still think they'll lose. I tipped the Renegades the other day. Oh, yesterday. Good decision there. Chris Jordan now had a really shocking over. Good running. I think Chris Jordan's washed. You never see him play anywhere else now. He's washed. Did I tip the Stars? I think I did actually at the MCG. Considering where it is, I think the Stars probably. I'm not going to tip them every game. I just have a feeling they'll win the first game, but I don't think we'll have a great season. But I just have a feeling we'll win that first game. But I wouldn't be shocked if we lose. Canes will be the favourites. Canes will be favourites going into the whole season. Even though I have them finishing third. We're playing the Hurricanes on Thursday. That's our opener at the MCG, so I'll be there. So no stream on Thursday. Who ran that single? Was it Constus? I think it was. $10 and over at the moment. Yeah, big score. They've got some spin in again. Hossein is back. You know who bowled shocking yesterday? Former Hurricane Paddy Dooley. That was some of the worst, but like the Heat bowled terrible yesterday. Obviously the outfield's quick, but they actually bowled terrible. Shaheen Shah Freddy, number 1 pick, and he bowled absolute shithouse. Like, it was embarrassing. Bancroft gets the single. Surprised Bancroft would want to play on a team with David Warner there after what happened. Sandpaper Gate. Because as much as people deny it, David Warner was responsible for Sandpaper Gate. It wasn't Smudge, and it wasn't Bancroft. Bancroft is the scapegoat. It was Warner's fault. That was why would you do that, Constus? It's always these silly shots that he tries to do. It's silly. Why try and reverse sweep? Yeah, the Heat's bowling was terrible yesterday, and they allowed like 300, or not 300, like they allowed 200 runs on them, and they were nowhere near it. They got a couple late sixes when the game was done, so it looks less than what it was, but they got smashed. First ton of the Big Bash went to Tim Seifert yesterday. Bancroft on 17. 28 for Constus, 66 runs for the Sydney Thunder. Let's hope they don't get a single and we avoid that awful number. End of the over, 166. And we keep getting KFC ads for Stranger Things as well, which that's a crap show, honestly. I don't recommend watching that. It's garbage. in my opinion. Absolute garbage. Yeah, absolute garbage. Anyway, couple Santas in the crowd. No, it's not. It's such a boring show. It's boring. It's just not good. If you want to watch an actual good horror show, watch It Welcome to Derry. That just finished. Season 1 just finished. Amazing show, honestly. Best show of the year. And I tried watching Stranger Things. It's just so shit. I just find it boring. The characters do not interest me. Shot. It's going to be a single. Twenty runs for the Sydney Thunder. Sorry, Bancroft. 189 is the projected score. Stop doing that stupid shot, Constus. Oh, he cannot resist. It's a shit shot. Yeah, Stranger Things is a rip-off from It. Yeah, that is true. And it's just a shittier version of It, if I'm being honest with you. That is a terrible shot, though. Why? I don't get it. He needs to stop doing it. He does this in first-class cricket, and it results in wickets immediately. And there you go. He's struggling at the moment. He's struggling at the moment, Sam Constus. Yeah, he can kiss playing for Australia this summer goodbye. Well, I think that was always going to happen, but just a just a horrible two shots there from Sam Constus, and that results in a wicket. Hello, 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 hello. So yeah, Stan Lake absolutely destroys him there, tasing him with the ramp. It's silly. It was silly. I don't. He needs to really stop it in his game, and he's 100%. He's better than frauds like Jake Fraser McGurk, who I've publicly said multiple times is shit. I still think he's shit. He played shit yesterday. And the main people who I don't like who play in the Big Bash is Tom Rogers from the Melbourne Stars. I think he's actually god awful shit. Like, he's embarrassing bad. And I'm going to continue to troll him if he continues to play shit. And Jake Fraser McGurk is actually terrible as well. And yesterday he had no brain with the shot that he played. Absolutely no brain. And at least Constus got off the mark and actually played some real good shots. Where McGurk, on the other hand, just slogs it and hopes hopefully, if he continues to play like this, McGurk, hopefully he never ever plays for Australia again. Like, he's that bad, and I don't rate him at all. That's how little I think of him. He can't even get runs for South Australia either in One Day Cup. So it's a good shot. McGurk was good in Big Bash 13 and IPL 2024. He actually looked good. And then ever since the MLC 2 years ago, he's been shit. And he played awful. He's played horrible for Australia. And he has no cricketing brain. So I don't think he'll play for Australia again. He's overhyped. He's so predictable. He's got no cricketing brain. He can't even play well for South Australia, as I said. He can't even play well for South Australia. So if you can't do that, you have no chance of playing for Australia. And he certainly will not be on the flight to Sri Lanka, I can tell you that. Only way he'll be there is if he has a breakout season, which he won't do. Going to be a single. Sam Constas really struggled. Obviously, this is a different format, but in red ball, he's struggled since the Caribbean. The Sri Lanka T20 World Cup begins on in February, early February. Who do you think will win the title? Probably the Sydney Sixers. Billings on 2 runs. I'm going on Thursday to Stars at the MCG. Should I stream tomorrow at the Ashes actually? Because it's 10:30 in the morning, and I think some people are at school, so I don't think I'd get an awful lot. Or maybe I stream later in the day. Can we not talk about Bondi, please? It's a good shot. I think Billings is on 4 runs now. You won't get a ticket for day one. I can tell you that, mate. They're sold out. No chance. Although I will be going, I can tell you this now, as I said the other day, I'm going to the 150th anniversary test match in 2027 against England at the MCG day and night. I got all 4 days before the ballots open, so it's great. I don't have to worry about it. Amazing. Down the ground, good shot from Bancroft 25. But yeah, I don't have to worry about entering a ballot, which opens on the 23rd of December. But yeah, I don't have to worry about it, and it's great. So yeah, I've got my tickets. I know where I'm sitting as well. You get an email. You get an email, and it's an exclusive offer, and it's already closed. So you're gonna have to enter the ballot like everyone else, and be lucky. I'm just glad I didn't have to do it. Oh, another wicket, Billings. That was a shocking shot. Chris Jordan actually destroys his poles, and that's another wicket. Yeah, the ballot is crap. I completely agree. I don't think it's needed. It's the worst idea I've ever seen. It should be snooze you lose like every other time. I don't think it's. I don't think it's good at all. If you're there, if you're quick enough, you should be. You're there. You get your tickets. If you're too slow, that's not my problem. But yeah, I'm glad I don't have to worry about it. But like seriously, I feel terrible for everyone else because it's crap. It's absolute crap. It should be like Boxing Day this time. You just get your ticket on the day, and if you're too slow, that's not my problem. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got the same as you, Phil. Yeah, I got yeah, all the yeah, and then day five they will only release day five tickets at stumps on day four if there's day four. So don't even worry about like if you're like, oh, I don't have my day five tickets, they're not going to release them until stumps on day four if there is. Like last year, like every test it's only 4 days, and then on day five, like they'll release them in day four at stumps. You can get in. Oh, nice. But yeah, I got the tickets the same way as you did, Phil. And then later that year, I'm going to England anyway for the Ashes. So that's going to be a good year. 2027, I'm excited. And then if Australia make the World Test Championship, I'll be at that game as well. So I'll be flying to England a week early if we make the World Test Championship. Get there a few days before, and then I'm there for pretty much the entire winter, which is good because I hate winter anyway. So it'll be a proper match, Crick Lover. It's a proper test match. I don't know if it will have anything to do with the world. I don't think it will have World Test Championship points, but it will absolutely be an actual test match. I don't care, Spinball. I don't like the AFL that much. Anyway, I don't watch it. I only watch North, and every other game I think's irrelevant, and I don't bother. So I'll miss the Storm. That's the only thing I'm upset about. But that's a sacrifice, and that could be out. Oh, it looks too high to me. Is that a run out? Um, but yeah, I don't care about the AFL. I'd miss the entire AFL season if it means going to the Ashes. Absolutely, I would. And yeah, I would have missed the AFL to go to the World Test Championship in 2025 this year. I try not to because I'm like, instead, what happens if the Aussies make 2027 plus the Ashes? So you just get six tests. I think it's missing. I thought it was too high, but I think it's missing. There's no bat on it, obviously. I think it's missing though. There's no bat, but it's missing. It's in line, but yeah, clearly missing. So, did this count as a review, or did the umpire safe as well? Not out. Not out. Would you miss the Storm winning a grand final? No, I wouldn't because that's in October. I'd only miss. So I'd miss June, July, and mid June, July, and early August. It's a good delivery from Chris Jordan. Goes straight to Tim David. Ollie Davies on 0. Jordan's being lethal. I thought he was washed, but he's actually shown up tonight. One to go in this over. We don't have long to innings break. Jordan steaming in. Oh, it's another one. Chris Jordan is on fire tonight. The Hurricanes are actually dominating now. Like, this is actually some lethal bowling. Unplayable shots. Like, unplayable deliveries. Some of this stuff. And that's the end of Davies. Unplayable. It's just unplayable. So that's an interesting way to head the halfway mark. I think the Thunder in all sorts. Well, it's 20 overs each. I don't even know if we'll get to 20 overs for the Thunder, and I certainly think the Canes will chase this down easily the way it's going. So Shadab Khan playing against his former team. Stan Lake, who's bowled well again. Like, this has been hell for the Thunder lately. They had a good start and they've just gone to shit. Shadab Khan will take you on, so they've got to be aware of this. Do I watch the BBL post-match show? Well, yes, no, because there hasn't been any, because they went straight to the Bondi thing. I watch it on Fox, but not on 7. Stan Lake, that's a great delivery. And Matthew Wade seems interested, and so does Stan Lake. Shadab does not. So they wasted that review on a terrible review, actually. That was clearly missing. Nope, no bat on that. They're not timing their shots correctly, the Sydney Thunder. I can tell you that. They're actually mistiming them badly. Like, they're not coming off the middle of the bat. Bancroft facing Stan Lake. That's a better shot. I don't think Warner will play very well. This probably will be his last season. I'm so sick of people saying that he's saying he's people say that he's one of Australia's greats. I think that's a load of shit. Anyway, no, sorry, single. So they do, yeah. As Cal Ferguson said, they've got Alice still. Pull shot, but that's gone nowhere. Chaudhary stops it. And on the over, they can call the power surge if they want. I don't think call the surge yet. I don't think they should call the surge until Shadab's settled. They're 4 for 86. I don't reckon call the surge until you're settled. I don't know if Warner will play very well, I'm being honest with you. Anyway, Alice is into the attack. They bowl him. I reckon they could have said, oh, he's got two to go. Because they'll use, obviously, he's the captain. He'll put himself back on when there's the surge. See, that slower delivery, so hard to pick off. They're aware of that. Nah, nah. You got to settle. Like, the surge is either going to go really well for you or really horrible. So, Shadab Khan has to settle in first um, before they play it. It's a good shot. It's going to be enough for a single. Alice, 3 singles this over. Bancroft on 30. Canes will want Bancroft out now, and if they can do that, they're in this. They'll win. Good over again so far from the Canes. Only singles coming off at no boundaries. 4 for 90. Ellis 11 off his nearly 2 overs now. It would be nearly two. Again, timed absolutely horribly. They're going to run two because of an overthrow there. Bancroft is not playing a T20 innings though. Oh, that's just That's a great stop from Stan Lake because it really had no right to be a 4. Great over from Alice. 4 for 94, 12 overs down. Really good stop. What? Who? So after Shadab, there's Chris Green and Sam's. So they bat kind of deep. Good delivery there from Hussein. Jeez, Wade's annoying behind the stumps. Hate to, can't be as annoying as Rizwan. I'd just tell the bloke to shut the fuck up. The way he just chats out of his ass. He wasn't talkative yesterday, though. Why? That was lucky because that's just seriously a stupid shot from Bancroft. He's lucky he found that gap because that was a god awful shot. They have not called the surge. Yeah, they've not called the surge. Anyway, 100 runs for the Sydney Thunder. That should be gone. But no, it's not. No one's there. In a power surge or a power play, that's gone. Shadab's batting poorly right now, not timing it at all. Good over that. 13 down, 4 for 101. They'll have to call the surge soon, but Shadab's not batting well at all. They should have probably put Sams in front of him. Anyway, 13 down, 4 for 101. Well, 102, sorry. 102. Who's in now? Meredith. Jeez. They're obsessed, I've noticed lately. Oh, another overthrow from the Hurricanes. These guys are obsessed with ramping them at the moment. The last, like, all 3 games so far, the people have been ramping stupid shots. Says I'm getting cold this year. Well, mate, Easter Bunny, if you come to my house, mate, my dogs like killing rabbits, so yeah, you'll be dead. Anyway, Good shot from Bancroft. Good enough, I guess. Single. I don't care if I get Cole, mate. Honestly, the English cricket team should get Cole. And English cricket team, they're English cricket team are little Santas. They gift us wickets every game, don't they? Go have their holiday in Noosa instead of training. I really hope they get absolutely folded. That's a good. Oh, he's close. Chris Jordan. He flew at it, and it's not quite enough. It's not quite enough. He absolutely flew at it. He wanted to be Superman out there, and he couldn't do it. Waiting for Harper to pull out some terrible. Yeah. Is he even going to play, though, Jacob? I've heard they want to play Rogers over him, which is crazy, because Rogers is just embarrassing. It's laughable. I don't understand what our obsession is with Tom Rogers. Bancroft. That is a wide. Yes, exactly right, Easter Bunny. They've been. No, you can't play both, but I don't understand the Melbourne Stars' obsession with Tom Rogers. I think he's just garbage. And still nothing on Darcy Short. Are we even going to sign him? Like, seriously. He's right there. Like, there's no way we rate Tom Rogers higher than Darcy Short. Like, seriously, that's just ridiculous. It's shithouse, isn't it? Like, I don't think Darcy Short. Darcy Short should have a contract. Like, I don't think he's that bad that he doesn't have one. Yeah, exactly. An opener who averages 4 and the highest score in his Big Bash career is 51. You did not deserve to play. That's going to be gone. Terrible shot from Bancroft. Oh, it's going to somehow it flies behind them and he survives. Seriously, he's been lucky tonight. Some of these shots that he's been doing. Tell you what, he's lucky to get away tonight. Yeah, I'd prefer Harper. And I'd have Harper with the gloves as well. I think Harper's the better keeper than Clark. Again, Clark, another player that we really don't need. Like, why? When I saw Joe Clark to the Melbourne Stars, I'm like, why? I don't think Curran's that great either. I think Rouse the only international with quality. I think that Ralph is the only quality international signing that we've got. Clark doesn't play for England. Clark is low quality county player and played awful last year when he played a few games with us. And Tom Curran is just overrated. Like, just overrated. And the Sixers go and sign his brother Sam, and Sam is a lot better than Tom. I can tell you that for a fact. Sam Curran is a lot better than Tom Curran, and actually plays for England. So it's so shit how we don't. Power surge will be called now. What is this? I don't like this stupid thing that they do with the power surge. This is stupid. Like this is just dumb, honestly. The way they do it, just have it normally. Don't have someone pressing a button. It's and that stupid noise. They always play this electricity noise at the game, and it's just irritating as hell. Yeah, it's really annoying. They're still doing it this year, aren't they, Doc Zavi? You went to Optus. They're still doing that annoying crap, aren't they? Oh, I thought you were doing a new channel, Jacob. Bancroft 48. 14 overs down. Oh, they just press a button and they've got this like really annoying crowd noise and all that crap. It's just not a. Maybe that's just me being a test purist, and I just like high quality cricket. I don't want entertainment. Crowd entertainment, stupid. Yeah, exactly. Actually, no. No, that's not annoying. It's annoying with the surge how they play the same song and the stupid electricity noise. It's irritating. But besides that, it's fine. And when it comes to that, when you're so locked into a Big Bash game like I am with the Stars, you kind of just ignore it anyway. You just don't pay attention. That is a very, very high quality delivery, and Shadab Khan looked absolutely clueless. Absolutely clueless. 160 as the projected score is not going to win you the game. With the new Oval and Tassie, they'll play with the roof, which is it's so dumb. The fact that it's permanent roof is disgraceful, and they'll never play an ICC game there ever. They'll never play an international game of cricket at that stadium due to the ICC rules, where there's no roofs allowed unless it's retractable like Marvel. So they'll play Big Bash there and Shield, but nothing else. Like you'll never see Australia play T20 there ever. So no, they'll never get a test there, never, unless it's a retractable roof. It's part of the rules. And the AFL are so adamant about a permanent roof, and they're so greedy. I have no respect for them. I have no respect for Andrew Dillon either. They're a joke. And the AFL expect it to be all around them. There's other events, like there's concerts, there's other stuff that will use that venue. The AFL will actually hardly have it. That was not a good delivery. That probably deserved to be spanked for six. To be honest with you, Shadab Khan moves to 13 now, or is it 12? 12. 12 off 12. He is not timing it. Yeah, it needs to be retractable. Absolutely. Yeah, but like, how can they afford Marvel Stadium to be a retractable? The state government are paying for it, Chile, and the federal government as well. Don't forget the federal government are also paying for it. They have enough money. They're just not going to use it. I don't get why the AFL are so desperate for a stadium anyway. I think it's stupid. Bellerive is a perfectly fine stadium in my opinion. Like this ground here, Ninja Stadium, absolutely fine. I don't get why they're so adamant about a new stadium or whatever. I guess 50 off 37 when you've got 117, nearly 15 overs down. Not good. It needs to go high. I tell you what, Shadab Khan is actually costing the Thunder right now the way that he is batting at the moment. The strike rate of 100. Seriously, in a T20, 13 off 13 is Test cricket or ODI cricket like. This is not good. And they're in dire need for runs, and you got 5 overs left on 118. It's actually really bad. I would actually retire him out of the game if you can do that. I don't know if you can in Big Bash. I know you can do it in IPL. G'day, Mac. Most cricket fans have the strong opinion that the stadium should be retractable. AFL fans think it should be permanent, so it's a clash of views. And I, as a cricket fan, of course, I'm not gonna side with the AFL. I think Cricket Tasmania and Cricket Australia need to put their foot down and say no. It needs to be a retractable stadium, or we're just not going to play there, and you're not going to make a lot of money off the stadium if you can't play cricket there in the summer. Because what are you going to use the stadium for? A concert or two, but no one big goes to Tasmania anyway for a concert. So you're not going to get someone like Ed Sheeran in Tasmania. So they're going to have to sort that out. Uh, I'm going to all the days, Mac. I have 4 days currently, and then if day 5 comes out, the ticket, that's a big shot, and that should be 6. Nah, 6. No. Nope, 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 nope. Meredith, you're not Glenn Maxwell, mate. You are not Glenn Maxwell. It's spanked for 6. What did you say? Sorry, hang on. Green just went to I thought there was a rule where it was 18 crow per team for an international in the. I thought I. How is that possible? I read something in the IPL auction that players can who apply for the mini auction and not mega can go maximum 18 crow. So when did they fix that rule? Because that's what I read like 2 hours ago. I thought 18 crow was the max that they could do for a mini auction. But I'm not surprised the Knight Riders got him. It was either Chennai or Kolkata. RCB won't get anyone big. I can tell you that. RCB will not get anyone big. We don't need anyone. We've got a settled team that's just won the IPL. We've retained all our core players, so Phil Salt. That's a good shot. Oh, that's shocking fielding. Shocking fielding from the Hobart Hurricanes. What was I going to say? Yeah, RCB have a settled team. Virat Kohli, Phil Salt, Josh Hazlewood with the ball. Rajat Patidar is our captain. Jatish Sharma is our keeper. Like, we've got a settled team. Who else do we have? Conral Pandya. So, yeah, we've got that settled team. We're not like Kolkata, who released half their players and they need to go for an overhaul. So, they have 60 crow anyway, so they have a lot of money in their purse. So, I'm not surprised that Green went there. It was either there or Chennai because they've got the most purse. But anyway, I don't really care. I think the Sixers will win the Big Bash. Have a look who they get at the end of the tournament. They get Stark and they get Smith. Add that with Barber Azam and their current bowling attack of Dwarshuis and Abbott. They're going to win the comp. It would be a failure if they didn't win the comp with that list. Chile, I won't fry at the cricket because it will be at night. So 25 crow, how much is that in AUD? I don't get why they buy. Like, they always go big on Green. Green is overrated as a cricketer. He's not worth 25 crow. That's ridiculous. 25 crow. That's going to be. Well, Tim Seifert is someone RCB can go for, I guess. He had a big day in Geelong. The auction has started, but should I have it on in the background? Do I even have a portable charger? My phone's going to die, so maybe I won't be able to do it. I don't really care. Maybe I'll just turn it on until my phone dies. It's like, whatever, it's not like I use it. Shadab Khan finally hits a good shot. Is the auction even on Foxtel? Yeah, it is. I don't. People in India are obsessed with this IPL auction. It's just so boring. It's just people holding a paddle and going, "I'll buy you for this amount." Like, it's just so boring. Why watch that when you can watch there's literally cricket on right now. Why would you not want to watch that? Shadab Khan has struggled today. I don't know. Shadab Khan will definitely not be playing in the IPL auction because he's from Pakistan. Pakistan players are banned from the IPL, so he won't be involved. And if privatisation happens in the Big Bash, they'll never pick a single Pakistan player because it's just, you know what it's like, Indian ownership. That, again, Shadab's not timing it right. He's struggled tonight. And they've already got an ad break for the IPL. Like, the IPL auction. They're just gonna milk it. And they'll have like a 30-minute break. It's just awful. And Ricky Ponting's the coach of Punjab, so what's going to happen there? Like, I'm surprised he's not in Dubai right now for the actual auction. He usually is, isn't he? Well, there you go. Bancroft goes 61. It's the end of his day. No, I'd have Sam's coming in before either of them. And the other way around, where Indian. I don't think they're banned. I just don't think. I don't think the PCB banned Indian players. It's the other way around. With good reason, though, I guess. It's considering what's happened in that region in the last year. Obviously, the IPL got suspended for a week because of an incident, which I've covered on my video channel. So if you want to watch why the IPL was suspended for a week, you can watch that now. It was suspended due to a unfortunate bombing incident. So if you think about it like that, it makes sense as to why they wouldn't want Pakistan players in. Bancroft is out. He just got bowled. Um, but I like the influx of Pakistan players in this competition. I think it helps. It's going to help the Big Bash in a big way. Barbara Azam had a really tough, rubbish game, but he'll come good. He'll get a ton. He'll get a ton. I reckon he'll get a ton. And I'd love to see him get a ton. Sam's, we all know what he did last year against the Strikers in the Thunder opening game. Smashed Lloyd Pope, 30 runs off the over and won the game off his own bat. Yeah, exactly right, DL. But that's just never going to happen. Look at FIFA. FIFA are the most corrupt organisation in sports. We all know that. 3 overs to go. Sam's on 1. Shadab on 20 off 17. Shadab's had a really, really, really bad night. Active Indian cricketers are generally not allowed to play in the Pakistan PSL or other overseas. Oh, no, they're not allowed to play in other leagues. PCB didn't like. Your question was, are Indian players banned? Like, did PCB ban them, or for an example? No. The BCCI, Daniel Sams belts it, and it bounces first. That looked like it deserved to be a 6, but it's bounced. One bounce for 4. No, BCCI don't allow Indian cricketers to play overseas leagues because of revenue in the IPL, which is crap. Seriously. How would you feel if you had Virat Kohli on a team and Barbara Azam on the other team and they played? That is just going to get you a lot of views. And it would help the Big Bash out, considering people like the Big Bash. It's my favourite T20 competition in the world. And then MLC, oh no, I'd say IPL, then MLC. Daniel Sams wants to go big now. 6 for him. Moves to 11. And he really wants to go big here and get the Thunder to a reasonable score. They're well below par right now. They need at least 190 at this ground. So I think the Thunder will lose. They don't have a big enough score on the board. They just didn't bat right. And Shadab Khan has 20 off 17, so he's chewed a lot of balls. and he just hasn't timed it well tonight. And Chris Jordan has been smashed a little bit because the Thunder have no choice. That's a better delivery there from Chris Jordan. It's going to be a one, or maybe they push for two. They do easily get there for two. Sam's moves to 13. Thunder are in the 150s, 151. Sam's wants a new bat or a glove or something. I don't know. I don't know what is going on at Blundstone crowd wise. Where is everyone? You know, they just won the Big Bash. Where is that? Where are they? 15 viewers. Imagine Coley and Barbara against each other. Then drops that. Fucking hell. Indian fans don't like me saying that, it looks. Oh, well, I don't care. Alright, we're back onto the auction there. I've got it up. We'll see how long it lasts before my phone died. Maybe I'll get a porty at the end of this innings. Crowd was embarrassing yesterday in Geelong. Humiliating. No way RCB are trying to get Gus Atkinson. Do not do that. I remember I was streaming the Big Bash one night, and that was the night that Stark went for like 30 crow or something. No, it was like 24 crow, and it was ridiculous. Jordan, there's more people coming in, but I can see Jacob. I don't know if the Stars will get a big crowd on Thursday because it's technically still not school holidays. That's probably why, and you'll get more next week. Two runs. Ratchan Ravindra. Did he go unsold? I want Steve Smith to go to someone in the IPL auction. That's a name that is in the IPL auction. Maxwell didn't put his name down. I can say this right now. Steve Smith did put his name down. He better be signed. Someone has to get him. That's not why the derbies are in January, Jacob. They're in January because Boxing Day test. There's a Boxing Day test, and because Sydney have their derby this Saturday, I think. But yeah, ours is in January because of the Boxing Day test. They're a good shot. Good enough, I guess. Sam's gets two. They need a big score. Like, 150's not going to settle it. FIFA are so corrupt that they don't allow Australia to have facilities and stadiums. It's money based, and obviously we're not going to beat Saudi Arabia with cash. And do you really want to host a FIFA World Cup? You know how much it costs to host? It's like worse than the Olympics. Yeah, that's crap. I cannot wait for the floodlights to be installed at Junction Oval. They're currently adding the floodlights into Junction Oval. So next year the Stars will host a game at Junction. Like you heard it here first. Stars will have a home game at Junction Oval straight after the Boxing Day test because they've installed floodlights, which means we can get night Big Bash. That's 100% why they did it. Because hosting a game at Monica against the Thunder is a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Well, there'd be no other reason why they'd install the floodlights except for hosting a Big Bash and maybe a later one-day cup game. That's the only way. That's the only legit way. Did no one's getting sold in this IPL auction because it's a mini auction, not that big. Sam's and push it down the ground. He'll get two. They're just not putting Shadab Khan on strike because he's had a shocking game. They needed 180 to 190 at Blundstone. It's a short ground. Yep, exactly what I said. That's what not Daniel Sams. That's what Cal Ferguson said there on the commentary. That you needed you needed 190, and India chased it down easily. 180, I think it was, in the T20 International that we played against them earlier in the summer. So you need a big score here. Can't believe the Stars aren't playing here again this year. This is third year in a row now, I think. Second year or third year. It's kind of shit. I'd rather play the Canes here. And Shadab Khan wasting balls again. It's shocking. There's no way he wanted a wide out of that. There's no chance that's a wide. No chance at all. Yeah, we get sent to Optus in January, which is ridiculous. That should be the month where we have home games. There you go. Shadab Khan finally hits it properly and gets a six. He's had a shocking night, not timing it right, and he finally gets a good shot. Big shot. Actually, this IPL auction's so boring. I've turned it off. Lame. All you see is people holding their paddle. Boring. Boring. It's like that. And it's like boring. Meredith. Spanked down the ground. Just going to be the one there. One to go in the over. They want to. And they'll get it easily. They need to try and go big in this last over and get at least to 180 to be semi-respectable. If it's not 180 plus, they're not winning. That's the way I see it. Not 180, they're not winning. They are not winning if it's not 180. There you go. 5 for 169. Someone's saying RCB are chokers when we legit won last season, so hush hush, mate. I love how people troll RCB even though we legit just won, so I'm going to cry with my IPL trophy to that comment. I'm so upset by what you said. I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry with my IPL trophy. I don't care. Nathan Ellis. Smashed it down the ground there, Sam's. Moves to Thunder moved to 170. It's not going to be enough. Yeah, that's poor running from Daniel Sams. They could have gotten 2 off that. That is a shit delivery from Ellis. And Shadab actually finally getting some runs. Nice to see. Struggled for the most part. 174. Couple late boundaries and they can get back into it. Hurricanes have controlled them for the most part. If they can get another couple boundaries though to end this innings, they're back into the game. They need to get to at least 180. So, belt it. Oh, that is shocking. Who was that? A misfield. That's been the Hurricane story tonight. A couple overthrows, a couple of misfields, and a couple of poor stuff from them. They've got to just be a little bit tighter than that and a little bit more tidy with their fielding, which they haven't been able to do tonight. So they've allowed the Thunder to come in a little bit. 12 fours and 5 sixes in this innings so far. Shadab Khan will look to continue that. He's on 34. 2 to go. That's a big shot. That's going to be 6, or does it not? Oh, it goes to a fielder. It looks like it was going to be 6, but it's gone to Chaudhary. And Shadab Khan's... Do not do a dance, mate. He's just danced. You haven't batted yet. You have not won the game yet. Why are you dancing? So, Green will come in now. Chris Green. And this guy can belt the shit out of it. So, I assume Green will belt it. They need a 4 or a 6 to get over the 180 mark. They've got to do it. The fill-in captain, Chris Green, is in. He has just actually, he's a late addition to the IPL auction. So imagine I don't imagine they're watching it, but he's got to belt it in this last ball. They will get 180. That was disappointing from the Hobart Hurricanes perspective. They do get 180. That was not what they wanted. And they get a semi-respectable score now, actually. They've actually loosened a bit. They made a couple of silly errors in the field and have actually got the Thunder back into this game. So, it'll be interesting to see what they do. What do I do? How many views have I got? Stream's been fun so far. Apparently 6 people watching. YouTube is not very accurate with all that stuff. Football Sirens live. Let's see what he's doing at innings break. Looks like he's leaving. So he's left. That's a shame. He's getting something to eat. Not bad. Still, yeah. Tim David's coming in at 5. And now I don't agree with that. He's a number 4. The way that he's played for the Aussies throughout the just the year entirely, he got a ton batting at 4. He did extremely well in Darwin batting at 4, and I really rate him batting at 4. I think he's best when he's batting at 4. So I actually think that the Hurricanes have made a mistake here, putting him lower. But they've put him at 5. So they've put McDermott in front of him, which is stupid in my opinion. I seriously think it's silly. Tim David needs to bat at 4. And I don't know. I don't know what the Hurricanes management are thinking. They should be watching the way that he's played. I know he got a lot of runs for RCB coming in at 6, but ever since he's moved up, he's gotten even better. So I think Chaudhary opening is a strange decision. I'd have McDermott opening with Owen, if I'm being honest with you. I get that he got runs in Shield, but this is different to Shield. This is completely different to Shield. Um, yeah, completely different. Looks like Sirens is going to not be in. That's a shame, man. That's a shame. I would have liked to had a chat with him at innings break to talk about his Hurricanes because he's a Hurricane supporter. That would have actually been good to get on a call with him, see what his thoughts are. But obviously, he wants a little break, so it is what it is, I guess. Some IPL auction stuff. Who? Yeah, Kolkata are a joke. They spent 25 crow Australian dollars is 4 million bucks. 25 CR in AUD. Basically $4 million. What a joke. How is Cameron Green worth $4 million? I don't get it. Like, IPL, they really rate the all rounders a lot, and they rate them too much because Cameron Green is not worth $4 million Australian. I can tell you that for a fact, and I reckon Kolkata are going to sorely regret that. But I don't care. Not RCB's problem, I guess. $4.17 million. 4 million for Cameron Green. $4.17 million Australian. Usman Khawaja could be released from the test squad. Please release him from the test squad. Honestly, release him. Get him out of there. He'll never play a test game again. He will never play a test game for Australia. I think his international career is over. And the second his international career ended was, well, I was disappointed to hear that he decided to skip the last Sheffield Shield game to go play golf. Then he did his back spasm. I'm like, nah, to be honest, mate, you don't deserve. You do not deserve to play if you're gonna skip Sheffield Shield and instead prioritise playing golf. But yeah, we'll see. I think Usman should be released. I cannot believe Cameron Green went for $4.17 million. That's actually ridiculous. I don't get it. And they're gonna not even go like watch Steve Smith not go like they're gonna have Steve Smith unsold despite him being so underrated in T20s. Steve Smith is absolutely underrated. Yeah, Pat comes back in tomorrow. Did they? Is Steve Smith? I don't get KKR's plan at the moment. We're talking about IPL auction at the moment because it's innings break, but I don't get KKR's plan. Why are they trying to just get batters? They don't. I think they still have Spencer Johnson, but he hasn't been signed. Like, I think he'll be out. Um, I cannot believe that though. $4.17 million for Green. That's just actually ridiculous. He's the most expensive overseas player in IPL auction history. Think about that. I I I don't get it. But anyway, I'm sure no one really cares about me talking about that. I'm sure no one cares about me talking about the IPL at this stage. And to be honest, I don't really care about the auction that much. I'm just talking about it because there's nothing else to talk about right now except for the fact that I think the Hurricanes will win today's proceedings. What the hell? Just have I not set that up? Well, it's probably the best thing to. What the fuck? Now I can set this up on the stream then quickly. I may as well do that. Boom. Boom. I'm like, what? I have that. I had the scoreboard set up. I think it's a lot of shit. Then we'll just do it quickly. It doesn't take very long to do. You can see how I make my scoreboards. Uh, what's the run chase? 181. You guys can watch how I make it on those scoreboards. I make sure it's in line. Like that. Boom. Perfect. Now I get Hobart Hurricanes logo. Got it downloaded somewhere because it's first year of Big Bash on OBS for me. Hurricanes logo. Hurricanes logo. I'm glad I realised that now and not in the middle of the innings. I saw that for a second and I'm like, shit, could be in some trouble. But boom, perfect. BBL logo, copy. Is that done? And then you just do this. Oh, fuck. That'll have to be fixed. Copy, and then, yeah, you just copy, you paste. Yeah, like that, boom. Hurricanes. Just have to make it a little bit smaller there. And then you just grab this. Duplicate. Zero for zero. He'll be having a break. I do that for Test cricket, but I don't do that for Big Bash. There's no point. There's no point in doing that for Big Bash because it's Big Bash. If for Test cricket, fair enough, at lunch break, you don't want to sit there for 45 minutes straight doing nothing. Yeah, you don't want to sit around for 45 minutes doing nothing for Test cricket. So fair enough that I walk off for lunch. But I'll fix this now, guys. so just bear with me. For Big Bash, it's like a 20-minute break, so I don't know. I used to do that. I used to end. Remember? I don't know how to spell Chordery. I'm just gonna copy and paste his name. I don't know. I don't think he should open either. Like I said earlier, Owen, who doesn't open for Australia either, so we haven't seen Mitch Owen open in a while. There. You guys just watched me quickly make the scoreboard. There you go. That's how long it takes. When you've got everything set up from previous years, it takes 5 seconds to do. So there you go, guys. That's a quick little tutorial on how to do it, how I do it. It doesn't take very long. So 180, 181 to win. There. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much how you do it. I'll leave the Thunder score there for a little bit longer. No siren still? No? About to get a game back on. Here we go. Swap it over there. There you go. It's that easy. 181 to win for the Hobart Hurricanes today. They would be disappointed with the last over. They allowed Thunder to get away with it a little bit. I think the Canes would have thought about 15 overs that they'd get about 160 and that would be easy. But kudos to the Thunder and Daniel Sams, as well as a little bit of Shadab late, although he struggled. Bancroft anchored it all, and yeah. Mitch Owen, 531 runs in his Big Bash career, strike rate of 184.4. This man broke out his cricket career last season in the Big Bash, which has earned him an IPL contract with Punjab, which has earned him his inaugural year playing for Australia as well, in both white ball forms of the game, T20 internationals and ODIs. So Mitch Owen has had an amazing 2025. He wants to end it off well as Reece Topley comes in. 9 wickets in his Big Bash career with an economy rate of 8.17. He is the current replacement before the Thunder get Lockie Ferguson, who will come after the ILT20 has concluded. Beautiful night at Ninja Stadium. Look at that. If you're watching, you'll see, like, this weather is absolutely beautiful. It's stunning there as the sun is going down. And the Hobart Hurricanes will be looking to start their season off on a high here. Mitch Owen, I expect a big, big, big innings from him. Here we go, Mitch Owen. We all know what he did against this team last time they played at this venue. I streamed that. I streamed him absolutely belt the Sydney Thunder. He'll get a single to start things off. He's going to want to smash the hell out of the Sydney Thunder and get him home easily. The Hobart Hurricanes will want a good start. They want a nice and fresh and healthy net run rate going into Big Bash, going into their second game against us, which hopefully they'll lose. But Chordery stopped by... Who was that? Was that Bancroft? Not sure who that was. 181 runs to go. 180 to go off 118. For the Hobart Hurricanes to win their first game, they'll want to get on with it in a big way. So, anyway, belt. They want to belt him. Punter's talking about Owen because Punter rates Owen massively. He plays with Hunter coaches him in the MLC for Washington and the IPL with Punjab. What's going on here? The umpire. What's going on? What's with this delay, guys? Go on, get on with it. How's the IPL auction going? I'm not watching, but I know Cameron Green went for $4.18 million, which is bullshit. He doesn't deserve a cent. Well, he does deserve something, but he's so like they pay way too much for someone like him. If I'm being completely honest with you, I don't rate him. I rate him in T20, but he is not worth $4 million. That's for your superstars, and I don't think Green's a superstar. As the curator comes in, yeah, it's crazy money. That's the most money for an international in IPL auction history. He's going to get $4.18 million Australian, which is just ridiculous. But this is a shocking start to this innings with this delay here. Get some sawdust there. Is this Dew related? If it's Dew, then the Canes are definitely going to win. If there is Dew, how many games in an IPL season? Oh, per team, I don't remember. I think there's like 60 games all round. Oh, I forgot. They're going to extend it soon as well, which is crap. It needs to be shortened, if anything. It goes for way too long. Topley to Owen. Owen belts him, and it's going to go for four. We all know what this guy did last time against the Sydney Thunder, but the last time he was at Blundstone Arena, or Ninja Stadium, in a T20 International, he went out for a golden duck. So do not forget that he went for a quack quack. I'm trying to work out how much he earns per game. The fixture isn't out, so I can't tell you how many games there are, but 4.18 is just bullshit. I reckon 1 million is worth. Oh, that's a good shot. Mitch Owen, bang, six. Oh, he's just continuing the pain for the Thunder fans. Thunder fans absolutely hate him, I assume. And he's causing them more pain and torment. I remember watching that innings on this stream. I streamed that final. I streamed that innings, and it was just so much fun. That was the most. Mike Hussey said it was 120,000 per. That's ridiculous. $120,000 per game. Because you're watching on Fox, because Fox is doing the auction, so they'll talk about it more than seven. Yeah, they get to keep the ball now, which that's not good. Oh, that's going to be four to Mitch Owen. This guy really, he's got a personal problem with the Sydney Thunder, guys. I think Mitch Owen has a personal problem with the Sydney Thunder and belts him. 12 off the first. What is this ad? I agree with stand up to hate, but why are they playing this? Why is Eddie Maguire on Channel 7? I know that's. Imagine paying that amount of money. Yeah, I know, right? That happened 2 years ago. RCB traded him with Mumbai Indians, and he did shocking, and we wasted our money on him. Apparently, we were going to retain him, but if he didn't do his back. Chaudhary, no run. It's an ad that they had put together. Oh, did they start that ad on Sunday? Is that what it is? It's strange how they've got Eddie Maguire though, because he isn't really the best person to be doing that. Because if you guys remember the Adam Goods incident, he was not nice at all. So I think he's the greatest person to be talking about that. Anyway, that's gone. Chaudhary out. Unless they drop this, Chaudhary's gone. Chaudhary. What is going on there? That is some of the worst fielding I have ever seen. That's a clip. I'm clipping that. That's embarrassing. What is he doing? What was that? That is some of the most. I'm sorry, but that is just terrible. What? How? I'm in shock. What are they doing? That is horrible communication. Horrible communication. And he has just left it. That should have been a wicket, and it's not. That could cost them. Imagine he goes on and makes 50, and it's because of that. And Mitch Owen, it does a top edge, and it doesn't matter. It's gone for 4. But seriously, that is embarrassing. How do you screw that up? Laughable. Laughable fielding. You taught... I don't know what... Oh my God, if I'm the coach of the Thunder, I'm fuming. I'm fuming. And if I'm a fan of the Thunder, I'm fuming. Absolutely fuming. That is terrible. Yeah, very lucky from the Hurricanes. And just very... That was low. That's European cricket standard. That's European cricket standard. And that's just terrible. It's just horrible. I'm sorry, I'm just in absolute shock. I think I'm in as much shock as you guys because I don't know what I just saw. And then they immediately get smacked for 4 after that. Like, if I'm Sam's, I'm pissed. I'm trying to get a wicket here as to try and not lose any. Owen's not timing it well this over. Sam's has got him on the ropes. Is that my dog? Anyway, Sam's has got him on the ropes this over, but I don't get how that happened, honestly. The ball was hit in the middle of the air, should have been an easy catch, and they just sit there and let it bounce. Icy pole. You'll see it. You will see it soon because it is some of the worst fielding in Big Bash history. And Mitch Owen says, "This is what happens when you do not. This is what happens when you shit. When you're terrible at fielding." I fucked up the commentary, but when you shit at fielding, this is what happens. Goodbye. 4 more. That's definitely not getting clipped. That was some embarrassing commentary. That was as bad as the fielding effort from the Sydney Thunder. That commentary. Anyway, 2 done, none for 25. So, yeah, that's just hilarious. Yeah, I think that was just, yeah. I don't know what to say. Well, Chaudhary charges him and smashes him. That is 6. Out is carried. It's a beautiful shot. And it's 6. This is going to be done soon, isn't it? Belted. Belted, 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 belted. Yeah, this is exactly right. The run rate is just like the grand final last year. Remember that tunnel that was the guy that clipped? What? I don't know what you're talking about, Tommy. I'm sorry to say. I cannot tell you what you mean. You're going to have to explain it a little bit better so I can remember. But yeah, from what you've said, I don't know. What's the run rate? Can someone check the run rate? It's not on Channel 7. Does someone know the run rate at the moment? It'd be over 10, obviously. This is Cricket 22 on easy mode. Oh, do not LBW him. That's got him in the box. That is not out. There was a YouTube channel that like a guy just clipped everyone. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, Graz, I think his name was, or something like that. Graz or what's his name? Oh, someone. I know who you're talking about. There's more than one, but yeah, I've hidden them from the channel. They bring no value to my chat. No run. Terrible miscommunication there from the Hurricanes. Chaudhary lucky to get away with it. 150 from 104. They should win, but yeah, some miscommunication there. I don't know why he would try and run that, because that's gone straight to, I believe, Shadab Khan, who will bowl soon, I assume, because the way that this is going, it's not looking good. 150 from 104 to win. For the Hobart Hurricanes, mostly been the the Mitch Owen show for the Hobart Hurricanes. And they're not going to run again. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, actually. Honestly, he brought no value to the stream. Trying to just do. I've just trimmed it a bit. I think that looks better. Oh, that's spanked. That's the field is not going to stop that. Good luck stopping that, Daniel Sams. That's 6. Great way to end the over. And he absolutely belted that. 37. None for 37 with 1 to go in the over. Right? Oh no, that's 3 done. Did you lose any subs with the banning? I don't know. I can talk about my opinions on that ban. I think it's some of the most stupidest decision I've ever seen. No, it doesn't affect my channel as much as it would affect Aussie YouTubers because, like for AFL for an example, because you've got to remember my audience is not just Australia; it's international. I'm going to get views from India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. All of those countries don't have this ban, so it won't affect me at all. And the grind will not stop regardless. I'll probably lose 1 or 2, but I don't care. I'll gain them back. I will get them back. Current run rate is 12 and over. There you go. 12.33. Owen down the ground, smashes it for 4. This has been miserable from the Thunder. This is the grand final on repeat. Yeah, I know, exactly. It's just silly. I don't get why YouTube's even part of this. It's not social media, it's a streaming service. If, in my opinion, if YouTube's banned, so should Netflix. It's the same thing. It's a streaming platform. 140 from 101. Mitch Owen wants him and he's going to get him 4 more. Same spot. This is actually terrible bowling. Why are you just... He's just feeding it. It's strange bowling and Mitch Owen is going to punish it. And he's got a personal problem with the Sydney Thunder guys. Personal problem with them. 31 now for him. Why does he do well for the Hurricanes at this ground, and then when the Aussies needed him to fire against India, went out for a golden duck? Can someone explain that? Went out for a golden duck when we needed him. But yeah, 4-4 in this over. Target's 181. They're already 45. This is seriously just the grand final repeat. Am I travelling back in time right now, guys? Oh, he wanted a tennis shot there. Not going to work. But Thunder were around about the same mark. So maybe it's a power play thing at this ground. Good to get a look at how the Canes go. But it's so... The dynamics of the grounds are so different. I don't think this will be enough to see what they're going to be like. The MCG is so different to how they're going to bat at this ground, for an example. If we were going to Hobart, then this would be a lot more of an interesting watch. But considering it's at the G, and the Hurricanes don't really play great at the MCG as well. If you go look at back of the history, they've lost the last two, I believe. At the MCG, I think they lost the last two. No, they won one and lost one. So yeah, it's just been an interesting. It's interesting, and it's a shame because Marcus Stoinis dominates at Blundstone Arena. Go look at his last two innings at the grounds. Because the Stars haven't played here. Those two innings where he's gotten over 50 has been for Australia in T20 internationals. It was against Pakistan and then against India this summer at Blundstone Arena. So it's a shame because and Stoinis got 98 as well in BBL 10 at this ground. So he's entirely capable. It's a shame. He actually owns this ground. Good to get. We belted them last year. Yeah, they had nothing to play for though. They already had first position locked. We were playing for finals. They rested players. It's fair enough. It's not like they were going to. It's not like they were going to let us win, for an example. They were just, they weren't just going to let us win, but they were didn't really care if they lost as well. So, and in the end, look how it went for them. They won the flag, so I don't think they care at all. David, the MCG is not going to limit Tim David. I'm sorry to tell you that. Um, I'm glad that we're not playing the Scorchers at the G because Mitch Marsh hit one of the biggest bombs I've ever seen at that ground. And that was a short that got 27k. But that was one of the biggest bombs I've ever seen at that ground. And it was bigger than any shot that Cartwright hit. And Maxwell, he put it into the second tier and absolutely belched the shit out of it. So I'm actually glad we don't play Marsh there because I'll tell you what, when Marsh is on, he is dominant. He will kill you. Tanvir Sanger. What are we just going to get the one there? 16 for the Canes. 48. Now, for the Hobart Hurricanes. What over is this for? Sorry, guys. Swepson will be helpful. Swepson's a... Look, if you don't want to count international signings, Swepson is our best domestic signing of the season. What a pickup that was. Am I taking the GoPro on Thursday? I don't know. Probably not. Not Thursday. I'll probably save that for a derby with Big Bash. And obviously, I'm taking that GoPro to all the days that I go to Boxing Day. So expect that. The GoPro will be coming with me to Boxing Day. I can tell you that right now. Mitch Owens spanks that for 6. Good night. Oh, no, someone's there. Is that out or not? It is. He survived And Owen does not survive. He's gone. One for 48 now. Owen's gone. Let's have a look here. That's out. It's out. Has he put his foot down as he's thrown it? That's the question. Oh, hang on. No, that's not out. That's out. Yeah, I don't say anything there. Yep. Fine, 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 fine. Out. It's out. What? It's not a six. That's not a six. He hasn't touched it. No, no, no. It's out. It's out. There's no foot on the boundary rope. It's not out. No, it's out. It's out. It's out. That doesn't touch the rope. No, no, no. He still hasn't released it. Hasn't touched the rope. No. It's thrown it in the air. That's gone. If that's called not out, that's bullshit. It's out. It's out. It's gone. Yeah. It's like, yeah, no, 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 no. Then it's out. But yeah, it wasn't. It was gone. It was gone. McDermott sweeps it, and we'll get the one. Oh no, it's a dot. It's going to be that single there with one to go in the over. Run rate's gone down a little bit now. I think Owen's a massive wicket. Hurricanes would rather Chaudhary out than Owen, because the way Owen was striking the ball, mate, he could have another really good season. 50 runs for the Canes. 10 runs and over at the moment. Do you think they'll lose momentum? No, they won't. They've set themselves up beautifully. They just have to not play stupid shots. And remember who they have in the sheds right now waiting? Tim David. Remember him? Remember what he did? He hit one of the massive. He hit a massive bomb here at Blundstone as well. He hit it over the roof here. So I cannot believe Tim David. That was not the cleanest strike. It will take McDermott. Yeah, of course. If you want to play smart cricket and not behave like Jake Fraser McGurk, you should be fine. But if you play like McGurk, you're not going to get anywhere. Like Jake Fraser McGurk is just a terrible cricketer. I'm sorry. I don't care. He is. He's just. Oh, jeez, that's close. Close there from Shadab Khan. Very close. Maybe the latency isn't as bad. You've replied pretty quickly. Oh, jeez. It was an inside edge to the pad. Shadab Khan. Smashed. There from McDermott. It will be a single. Hits it onto the onside. I just think that, yeah, the Canes are going to have a good year. They'll be tough to beat. I've tipped the Stars. I'm actually confident we'll beat them at the G, considering we've got a pretty good record against them at the ground. They kind of struggle at the G. That is a shocking shot, and that deserves to be out, but there's no one there. Oh, jeez! That was another very lucky that wasn't hit. Oh, that didn't go for 4. That was a poor effort there from Bancroft. He's lucky to keep that alive. But yeah, I'll tell you, just overall record against the Canes. We've got some good knocks against them at the MCG. Maxwell's 153. I believe it was 153 not out. Last season, Maxwell and Webster. Big Bo, who's now with the Canes, but we won't see him much this season. So I was fine with him to be let go, considering he'll be mostly with Australia majority of the summer. Reverse sweep now, and that Shadab's interested. McDermott isn't. I think it's missing. 6 overs down, 157. Have a look at my ladder there. I have the Canes finishing 3rd and the Thunder all the way at 7th. I don't think the Thunder are going to play very well this season, being honest with you. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Yeah. Where do you have the Stars finishing? 6th. Don't think we'll make finals. I don't think we're good enough this year. Although I said that last year, we were 0-5 and somehow scraped through. But yeah, I just think we've looked a bit weaker. And the fact we haven't gone ahead and signed Darcy Short, it's pretty annoying. He's sitting there without a Big Bash contract, one of the highest run scorers in the Big Bash, and he doesn't have a contract. Are you serious? He still plays cricket. Why not sign him? I don't get the hold up. I've heard that's going to be 4. Yep, good shot from Chaudhary. Yeah, I mean, Melbourne Stars News here in the chat, he did a stream the other day, he told me, and all the chat was asking, because he got Max Abbott on the list manager of the Melbourne Stars, and he was asking him, people were asking him, Darcy Short, he said there's no rush, but I actually disagree. There is a rush, because you want to get him locked in, unless he's secretly got a contract, which I actually think is the case, and they haven't announced it yet, but he's secretly got a contract and is waiting to be officially announced, because, yeah, someone with his quality and his sort of talent should not be sitting there without a contract. So I think we've secretly signed him. He follows the club on Instagram. He only follows teams that he's played for. He follows the Stars. I think he'll be a Stars player. Maybe we'll just wait until he's back from Nepal. He just won the NPL. So maybe he's celebrating that and we're just waiting. But yeah, I think he's secretly contracted, and I think obviously Max Abbott would know and isn't willing to reveal it at the moment and let the public know. Maybe it's an X Factor signing that we'll have and we'll use, and he'll be at the top of the order there with Joe Clark or Callaway. No, not quite. Well, Tom Rogers shouldn't play anyway. Even without Short, Tom Rogers shouldn't play. He's shit. 4 runs as an opener with the highest score as 51 is just not acceptable as a opener in Big Bash. He's had a good off season, but he always has a good off season and then plays shit when he when the spotlight's on him. And the Stars fans have given up on him straight away. Like, I remember one of my comments I said for the Melbourne Derby at Marvel, the walking wicket Rogers is back into the team. And then he went out for a golden duck and I got like 4, about 150 likes on it. Because the Stars fans are fed up. They were fed up with his crap from last season. It was just awful. They're hyping him up as well. Stoinis hyped him up today, which I'm like, why? Like, oh, that's shocking fielding from the Thunder. But why are you hyping him up? We've seen him play Big Bash for, this will be his 4th year now. And I think that 50 against the Renegades at Marvel was, at the MCG was rain affected. And his first ever innings during that COVID era, where we had, him play with Rogers against the Scorchers at Junction, he got 30. And besides those 2 knocks, I don't think he's ever played, like, he's never looked settled. He's never played good. He's been there for 4 years. And I stop hyping him up. Like, watch him play shit again. Just watch him. He's that type of player who they'll hype up and he will do nothing. But I'd like him to do well and win games for us. But I just don't see how that's going to happen. He's played 4 years of Big Bash and and we still got 2 years left on a contract with him, which is a shame. Because if mate, I'd release him immediately. I'd go, you know what, I'm just going to pay him out and let him leave. I'd rather waste a couple thousand on him not being at the club than him being at the club. We did something like that with Ben Dunk, and it worked fine in the end. So do the same with Rogers, please. Callaway is going to be the big player this season, not Rogers. Callaway is future talent, just like Ollie Peake yesterday. No one really knew who he was. I've seen him at the Shield. I've seen him play in the One Day Cup. He's actually elite talent, and him and Callaway are going to be future Australian stars, not just stars of the Big Bash. Both those players are going to represent Australia. I think Callaway will represent Australia in the next 12 months in Test cricket. I seriously do. I think he will. He's that type of player. He's played elite cricket for the last 2 seasons in the Shield so far. And, yeah, I reckon he'll play for Australia in the next 12 months. You'd be talking about me. What? Anyway, yeah, so what's going on here? What? Oh, they're doing the concussion check for Sam Billings because of a knock there. Ben Duckett's got a contract in the IPL. Looks like it's Delhi. Good shot for 4 from McDermott. So it looks like Ben Duckett's got a contract in IPL, which is good. He'll play again for the Stars, I reckon, if he can. Obviously, he won't play for the Stars this summer. He's with England watching. Well, if I'm Ben Duckett, actually, I'd want to ditch the. I would want to ditch the AFL. Not AFL. I'm reading AFL videos. If I'm Ben Duckett, I'm ditching the English cricket team as fast as I can. I'd get the fuck out of there immediately. I'd go, fuck you, I'm going to go play Big Bash because this is shit. I don't think he can play next season either because he's with England against South Africa. Good shot from Chaudhary, who will he represent Australia? He's an Indian citizen, right? Is he a dual citizen, right? He can pick who he wants to play for, if I'm not mistaken. So if he's going to play for anyone, play for Australia, mate. Ollie Peake is going to also leave the Renegades near the end of the season, under 19 World Cup, I believe. So is the new signing, the new Stars bloke that we signed. Someone Sharmo played in the top end series. He's going to be around, but he'll go because he's in the under 19 and he's a replacement for Scotty Boland. Someone's messaging me about the IPL. He's getting a lot of hate. Oh, come on. He's never played a game of Big Bash. Pipe down. Oh, is that racially motivated? It's a good shot. That's going to be six right there from McDermott. Um, yeah, is that racially motivated? Because you can't judge someone if they've never watched him play before. Like, come on, give him a chance. He's a young kid. He's 18 years old. He doesn't deserve to be hated. I've had to delete like 8 comments from these four. Yeah, that's just sad. He's an 18-year-old kid. Give him a chance. Let him play a few games, I reckon. And he shouldn't be judged at all. This is what the Big Bash is for. It's to get young talent into the Australian cricket system so they can go and hopefully play for the Aussies at some stage in their career. That's the whole point of the Big Bash. It's to expose young talent to the wider audience. Like Ollie Peake yesterday. Not many people knew who he was until he went ahead and smacked 70, didn't he? 60 or 70. That's the whole point of the Big Bash. The whole point of the competition is to expose young talent to the Australian public. And to be judged like that is just sad. And to be honest, because of his Indian descent, there's a strong chance that those messages were racially motivated, which is disgusting if that's the case. Because from what I've heard, he didn't do too bad in the top end series. He actually did quite well in the top end T20. So I don't get it. Yeah, I don't understand. Spanked. Single there for McDermott, I believe it was. Or was it Chaudhary? I think it was Chaudhary, actually. No, it says McDermott. Yeah. Oh, he should get one game at least. Like, there's no point in signing someone if they're not going to play. Callaway last season, how unacceptable. With his talent and they bloody not play him at all. That was a joke. That's beyond a joke. How they gave Tom Rogers games of cricket, not Campbell Callaway last season. That was laughable. But that was obviously previous management. We've now got Max Abbott, I believe his name was. I believe from what you've told me, he seems like a lot better bloke than Blair Couch or whatever his name is, Blair Crouch, who I've publicly shit on this channel. I remember I went on a full rant about him. I'm glad he's gone. He wanted to smack that McDermott. Not quite going to be a dot ball. End of the over 1 for 84. We even placed executed first. Yeah, that was stupid as well. Like, that was... It's terrible management. And we've got a new manager, general manager. So I'm sure he's a lot better. But, yeah, previous management was shit. I'll say this publicly. I don't care. Not like I'll probably ever work with them anyway. Max has a cricket mind. Apparently he's worked with the ICC. I've heard he's worked with the ICC, multiple AFL clubs. He knows how to run a team. It's actually a great addition. Couch seemed like or Crouch, whatever his name is, seemed clueless. Clueless. Well, yeah, you can't run a sporting club if you're more business minded than winning games because winning games gets you more money. You winning more games will increase your memberships. So he got to think about it like that. And it's good that we've got a general manager who cares about the club and wants to succeed as the club, not from a business standpoint. I'm happy with that. And it's good. That's great. That's great. And he seems like a really nice guy. I'd love to talk to him. Yeah, I would love to talk to him if I can, because he just seems like a genuine nice guy as well, from what you've told me. Um, and the way that he runs the club, it looks like a positive environment. Um, maybe they don't like my opinions on Tom Rogers, and I'm not scared of saying it publicly, but I guess they don't understand why people are mad about it. But I'd understand that they've got faith in him. That should be out. Oh, actually, no, it's not. That's massive. That was. It looked like that was going to be. It's high and long at 6. Yeah, maybe. Like if he wants to, I don't mind. But yeah, he seems like a good guy. I'd actually be down to have a chat with him. Um, yeah, if I ever see him around or anything, I'd definitely say hello. I'm sure he'd be at the Shield. That's 6 again. Spanked. Good night. Why is he not opening? Remember when McDermott got back-to-back tons opening for the Canes? I don't know why they're putting him at 3. He should be opening with Owen. How destructive would that be at the top? Because remember, people keep forgetting that this guy did hit multiple tons in the Big Bash in a row, back-to-back. First player to do it before Smith did it. 84 from 62. The Canes have got this in the bag. Topley's getting spanked. Good shot. Can't believe RCB had Topley signed at one stage. He was not good. 98 now. 1 to go in the over. Nearly halfway through this innings. And the Hurricanes are in a lot better spot than what the Thunder were. Thunder were in a terrible, terrible spot. They struggled to get going after that start with Jukes and Constas. They kind of struggled until the end there. The Kane train has been the run rate's been going high. Billings not going to be out. That will be halfway through the over. It'll be little drinks break there. 10 overs down 1 for 98. It's been a very successful half so far innings halfway through. Obviously, this is T20 cricket. Anything can change at any moment, but Hurricanes are looking really settled and they should win this game, really. I always thought they'd win. If the Canes win tonight, that's 3 from 3 on tips. And, yeah, I tipped the Scorchers in it. No one tipped them, really. And I'm like, Perth and Perth are dangerous. I don't think I'll tip against Perth and Perth, ever. Also, the fact that they've got Marsh and Allen, I thought, in an actual... Obviously, it was a T10 or a T11. But in an actual T20 game, if Marsh was around for longer and Allen, that's just destroyed. That will destroy teams, man. And I'm scared as a Stars fan that will happen to us. Marsh and Allen can put 200 up together. I'm serious. That's the type of talent they've got. And it's a shame that we didn't sign Bison. And why isn't Bison the T20 captain of the Scorchers? It's a T20... beautiful shots. Um, what am I doing? I think our bowling attack has to carry. Yeah, they do. Because our batting's not strong enough. Chris Green into the attack again. 83 from 60. This game will be done soon. And we haven't even seen Tim David yet. This sucks. Don't you guys want to see Tim David belt people? Run rate is 9.74 with 8.34 required to win. So Hurricanes all over them. Just belt this and get this done with, because this has been a pretty comprehensive victory. Oh god, that was close. Good shot. It's going to be stopped. 100 runs for the Hobart Hurricanes now. There you go. Good shot again. They're going to get the one. I want Tim David to come in soon, because he's so fun to watch. So glad that he plays for Australia. And obviously plays for RCB as well, but the fact that he plays for Australia, it's so annoying that the Stars didn't get him. I heard that he was coming to the Stars, and because the Canes won the Big Bash, he stayed. I thought that was 99% happening. And Chaudhary belts it, but will it be enough? It most certainly will be. That's a 6 for him. He's playing well. 39, sorry. Had a good time in the Sheffield Shield not long ago. He nearly got 200, I believe. Yeah, I know. And they made room for him because of the Big Bash. Yeah, I know. Tom Morris, where was he getting his information from? That's my question. Did he have an actual source, or do you reckon he was just bullshitting? He's been known to do that, Tom Morris. I've heard that Tom Morris isn't the most respected person in the AFL media or journalism. He got the Peter Hanscom thing right, but he hasn't gotten much right, cricket-wise. I just don't know where he gets his source. Oh, this could be out. And that's Chaudhary gone. We're going to get, hopefully, David soon. Why? They better put David in now. Well, there you go. There's a wicket there for Sydney Thunder to finally get a breakthrough. Is it too little, too late? Chaudhary's pissed off. He wanted that to carry. Yes, there you go. They've put him at 4. That's a great decision from the Hobart Hurricanes. Keep him at 4 for the rest of the Big Bash, please. Tim David should bat at 4. He's listed at 5 on the. He's listed at 5 on the XI. Oh, there's my dog coming in to say hello. She's going to appear on the stream for a bit, I think. Maybe I'll put a blanket. Hang on. Hello. My dog Dancer, she appears a lot. Got a blanket here that she can sit down on. Come on. There you go. There's my dog. Hello. Sit down. There she is. You can see her little head there. But yeah, so I'm glad that they decided to put David at 4, because on the XI sheet it was at 5. And 72 from 54 when you've got Tim David, I reckon they've won. McDermott, that was a loopy delivery from Tanvir Sanger, and that's going to be a single. 110. It was a loopy delivery there. Tim David, his Big Bash career, 1,326 runs, a strike rate of 157.7. His best is 76 not out, but his best in his career is that ton that he got in the Caribbean for Australia against the West Indies. Tim David absolutely belted the West Indies there. I think he got 102, something like that, G'day, random things. Good to see you back. Tim David blocks it. He had a very enjoyable knock in the T10 league a few weeks ago. Got 80 off or 98 off 20. This guy's a beast when he's on, and he is seriously the new Maxwell. He's a beast, and he can take game. He can take the game from you with his bat. He can take the game from you. Pretty simple. Timmy David he belts it down the ground. He had a very enjoyable knock last time he was here at Blundstone. Him and Marcus Stoinis. Let's see if Tim David... Well, usually I'm like, I don't want Aussie players in T20 to do well for their Big Bash teams, for an example. I don't want... Last season, I'm like, I don't want Tim David to do well for the Hobart Hurricanes. But this year, I do want him to do well, and I want every Aussie who's going to be in that squad in Sri Lanka to do well because of the fact that we have a T20 World Cup straight after the Big Bash. Because of that fact, you just want those Big Bash players who will be in that T20 squad to have the best season imaginable going into that World Cup. So you want them to be in good form. So Marsh, for an example, you want him to have a good season. You want David to have a good season. You want Alice to have a good season. You want Maxwell, Stoinis, Owen, Abbott, Dwarshus, for an example. Who else we got? Hazelwood won't play, so rule him out because he's recovering from that injury. Cummins, if he plays, so you want him to have a good season, for an example. Like all of that stuff. You want all those players to have a good Big Bash going into that Sri Lanka for that T20 World Cup. So yeah, you want them to have a really good season. That's just the way that it is, I reckon. And Sam Constas. Looks like Sammy Constas is going to not play the rest of this game. Got that elbow injury while he's batting. Oh, no. That kid just did the 6-7 thing. Get him off my screen. Get him off. Shoo, get off my screen. Doing that 6-7 garbage. Get off. So sick of that meme. It's so stupid. Just get off my screen. Anyway, power surge has been called and they're going to bowl spinner. Shadab Khan. Interesting decision. And this Tim David will either go out here or he'll just belt you. That was a pie. That's a pie. Short garbage. And Tim David will punish you for that. Short garbage. Easy boundary there. Absolute garbage from Shadab Khan. Why would you bowl there to him? Onto the onside, and he just belts you. That's 95 metres. His biggest six here was like earlier in the summer against. Oh, here we go. Ricky Bonning saying with he hit it into the stand for. Yeah, it was a terrible bowl. DL. Disgusting. That's a horrible way to start a power surge when you're bowling. And Tim David said, "Thank you very much. I'll take that. Thank you for serving me the pie." Tim David also destroyed Nepal in the final of the T20 World Cup and 20 regional qualifier 2018. Yeah, I remember that. He was playing for Singapore. Obviously born in Singapore, but moved to Australia. Oh, geez, that's a dive and a half. Who was that? That was another Superman dive, and Tim David's already hit 10 off the over. That was a massive, and that was not a massive, but it was just a very, lot of power was put into that shot. Yeah, a lot of power, and I think that was Topley who's missed it. Gone for, thank you very much. 10 off the over so far. Already a successful power surge over. Strike rate right now, 200. That's just, he's got the best strike rate in T20 international cricket, I believe, at the moment as well. And he'll get the single. There's a good recovery there from Shadab Khan, but shocking over so far from him. He hasn't had the greatest night. Got a few runs there, but he really didn't bat to the standard that he would have liked. And yeah, just the dot balls that he was chewing up really got the Hurricanes into the game, and then the wickets falling around him didn't help. And yeah, the Thunder were in a bit of a shitty position when he disappeared. Sorry, what was I saying? When Bancroft disappeared, he kind of dialed it up a bit, but he was batting poorly when Bancroft was there and they needed him. Oh, that's a great delivery though, and I was talking shit about him, and he immediately gets a wicket. Ben McDermott goes. You'd assume 57 from 44. They said the gambles paid off. I don't think the gambles paid off because it wasn't Tim David. They're saying it's a big wicket. I think the bigger wicket right now is Tim David. The one that they want out is Tim David. This man has already belted you for 10 off 2 balls, and he's loving it. So Tim David's got 13 off 7. I would much rather have him out in the sheds than Ben McDermott. Nevertheless, it's a wicket, and they should be happy with it, but Tim David is the one that you want. If they can get Tim David out, the Canes may be in some trouble, and the Thunder are back in it. But until then, still think the Hurricanes have got the game in the bag. They just need to bat smart, and Tim David does Tim David stuff. He'll take the game on and probably win the game for the Hurricanes. And for my tipping sake, I'd like the Hurricanes to win, get 3 for 3 for tips. Because I've had a very enjoyable season when it comes to Big Bash tips so far. As Matthew Wade comes out in the middle, this guy's a very underrated cricketer. Matthew Wade, but he's got to show up. T20 World Cup, Wade, he didn't do great, and that was the end of him. You know, 2024 T20 World Cup. To be honest, I don't know why he played that. Probably should have been Ingo. I think Ingo's the better T20 keeper. Wadey. Reverse sweeps immediately, and he's going to get the one. Power surge. Tim David on strike. That's what they want. That's what the Hurricanes want. I think the Thunder want it as well. They want Tim David on strike to get the chance to get that wicket and to claw themselves right back into it. And that's what they'd be thinking with that one ball. You'd assume that David would go for a big 6 here, and there's your chance to get that wicket and get back into the game. Because I think when you get David out, because he's so destructive, if you can get Tim David out, they're back into the game. So that's what their mindset will be. Tim David slashes it for 4. He's had an enjoyable over against Shadab Khan. He's hit 14 off him. That's a really good over from Timmy David, and that's 16 off the entire surge. Not 6. It wouldn't be 14. It'd be 15. He's hit 15 off him because he got the single. So 1-6, 1-6, 2 4s and a single on Shadab Khan. David's had an enjoyable time. Wade will be on strike. You'd assume it would be Topley or Sams or one of those players who will come in the bowl now in that final over. Obviously, they'd be thrilled with that McDermott wicket, but David is the one that they need. Daniel Sams is coming in, like I just said. 52 from 42. It should be done. So, especially with number 8, Tim David, out there in the middle, they've got to really try and get him out as soon as they can. 13 overs down, though. 3 for 126. They've really got to try and lock in and get Tim David. He's the danger man in this game now. And he can get this game done in a few overs, the way that he strikes the ball. So, I think if you're the Thunder, you would want Wade on strike for this entire over. Wade charges him, slashes it. That's going to be 4. Great shot. And he's found the gap, and that's 4. And that's a really good way to start the over for the Hobart Hurricanes. Matthew Wade looking good. And he moves to 4 runs. Tim David on 17. So they're going to try and I reckon, if you're Matthew Wade and you're confident that you're going to get runs, I'd tell Timmy David, hold off for the next over. Don't want to lose you in the power surge. Don't want to lose you in this run chase. I'll try and take this game on for this over. That's the type of mentality you'd want from Matthew Wade at this stage. Sam's to Wade. Wade charges him again. It's a much better delivery from Daniel Sams. A much slower delivery. Slower, fuller ball. It's been stopped. Good stuff there from the Sydney Thunder. Wade 5 off 3. David 17 off 8. Regardless, we have a game of cricket on our hands at the moment. The way that this is going. We've got a game on our hands. Tim David's got the potential to ruin the Sydney Thunder's start to the season, and yeah, it'd be a massive loss. They don't want you never. That's a big shot from Matthew Wade. As it found the fielder, it's gone above him, and that's gone into the crowd. Thank you very much. Shorter boundary. It's always going to be picked off from Matthew Wade. You get to 6. So now that's 10 off the over already. So it's similar to the last over where Hurricanes are now in the box seat. The Thunder have got to get a wicket. They can't allow this to continue. Because the way it's going, it's not going well for them. They cannot allow this to continue. They absolutely cannot allow this to continue. And they would be aware of this. Sams to Wade. Wade charges him again. Another slower ball to dive, and Tim David will get on strike. So the Thunder's mentality here is, how are we going to get Tim David? And he's the one we want out. Although Wade strike the ball perfectly, Tim David will win the game for them. If it's going to be anyone, it's going to be Tim David. So they've got to think about it like that. And think about, how are we going to get this guy out? Because this guy can seriously take a game away from anyone, from anywhere. He's that type of player. As I said, he's enjoyed himself in the Dubai T10 League. He got 98 off 20 or something like that, something ridiculous. So he's got the capabilities to just completely destroy a player. So they've got to think about it like that. 30 off his nearly 3 for Sam. So it hasn't been a good night for Daniel Sams. He's usually a lot better and a lot cleaner there with the ball. And Tim David, I reckon he's the best player. He's in the best form in this entire competition, in my opinion. I think Tim David will be the player of the tournament. Just the way that he plays. That's not a good start. That's not a good start when you're facing David. That's a wide. But yeah, I actually think Tim David will get the most runs this tournament. I think he's going to be that player who's just going to dominate. And just the way that he's played for Australia and in other leagues, for RCB, for the Kings, I believe the St. Lucia Kings in the CPL, and a couple of other teams, the way he's played for them has just been unreal. Could this be the wicket? It is. There you go. The Thunder are in this game. That's what they wanted. They needed Tim David out as soon as possible, and they do get that wicket. David couldn't resist. He wanted that boundary. Couldn't get it. Tried to muscle it, didn't work. Thunder are back into this game now, in my opinion, because they're just one of the big wickets. Still think he'll have that player of the tournament type season, but it's gone straight to Chris Green. He wanted to muscle that and he wanted to send it, but he can't resist, so he's gone out. 17 off 9. A little cameo there from Timmy David. But I'll tell you what, the Thunder are back into this game. That's exactly what they wanted. They've just got to keep breaking partnerships now. Don't let Matthew Wade run away with it. Obviously, he had a good start to the over, and it's similar to the last over in the surge. They've lost 2 wickets in the surge. McDermott and now David. And we've got Wade, who's there, and I don't know who else is there. They've got a fairly long tail, so they'll have Chris Jordan there at some stage. He can belt the ball. And Ahmed. Ahmed usually bats at 3, apparently, and he's dropped down all the way here. I think Ahmed should not be at batting at 4, though. Tim David needs to bat 4. I'm still strong in that opinion. I think Tim David is more useful when he's batting at 4. Yep, just like Ricky Ponting said, there's no need for them to try and charge you now. They just have to play sensible cricket, only needing 40 from 37. They've just got to play smart. That's the end of the surge. I'd say it's been a 50-50 surge. I think both teams would be satisfied with it. Although Canes lost some wickets, they got some runs as well. So it's been an interesting. They're showing Nathan Fillion, one of my favourite actors in Hollywood, plays John Nolan, the rookie, in um, what's his name? Guy Gardner in the Guardians. No, not Guardians. Guy Gardner and Superman. So Nathan Fillion's one of my favourite actors in Hollywood at the moment. So they just showed an ad with him. 2 for 28 from the surge. Yeah, I'd say it's been a 50-50 surge. I think the Thunder would be satisfied with those 2 wickets, and the Hurricanes would be satisfied that they nearly got 30 off 2 overs. So I think both teams would be happy, although I think the Canes would be a little bit happier considering they're in a lot more. Well, they really should win this game now. Good running there. Ahmed looking a little bit sloppy there, though, in the running. He gets to 43. Or he gets the Canes to 143. Wade gets the 2 there. 14 from 6. 38 from 35. A big over from the Canes, and it's done. Wade wants to run 2, but not going to happen. Just going to be the 1. Wade moves to 15. Ahmed on 0. Hurricanes are on 144 now. 37 from 34. They really should get the game. They really should win this game and go 1-0 and continue their really successful run at Blundstone Arena. That's how it really should go. But we will see. Chris Green into that attack. 4 for 144. I need to change that. 4 for 144. 2 and 1. 37 from 34. Yes, no, that's a good delivery there. The current run rate's just 6 and over. They don't have to panic, the Hobart Hurricanes. They can afford to block a couple and win the game that way. And for the Thunder, they need to get those wickets as soon as possible. Break as many partnerships as they can, and just they need wickets. That was a weird shot, really. That's not where he wanted it, and it's just going to be the 1. So they get the 1 off that. So Ahmed will not get a duck. Wade on 15. Wade had a really good over last over. Got a 4 and a 6 before that wicket of David. Oh, it's a great shot from Matthew Wade. Really good shot. Finds the gap. 4 more. Just that experience, the amount of times he's played for teams in the Big Bash. Played for the Hurricanes, played for the Stars, and played for the Renegades in his Big Bash career. He's found that gap, and he's looking to finish this game off. Looking to finish the game off here for the Hobart Hurricanes. 32 from 31. And it finds the gap. Or not the gap, it finds Chris Green. 15 overs down, 4 for 149. 32 from 31, I believe. 32 from 30 it would be. So, yeah, the Canes are more than likely going to win this game of cricket. Ooh, Glenn McGrath. Say, ooh, Glenn McGrath. Ooh, Glenn McGrath. Say, ooh, Glenn McGrath. Ashes tomorrow. Test day. Test number 3. Aussies looking to easily beat the Poms, hopefully, and, get that... Glenn McGrath. Say, Glenn McGrath. Good shot. I think Australia are looking a lot stronger going into this 3rd test than England. England get weaker because they lose Mark Wood, and Australia gets stronger because they add in Pat Cummins and obviously Lyon comes in for this red ball game because they're not going to really play spin in pink ball. I think that's been decided because of the West Indies where I think it was Jamaica where they played that pink ball test and Lyon missed out. And Lyon missed out at the Gabba. I think he's going to miss out pink ball games. But yeah, I think that the Hobart Hurricanes will win today, and I think the Australians will win that third test and lock up the Ashes. Thoughts on Usman not being selected? I think it's an amazing thing. He should never play Test cricket again. Doesn't look interested. The fact that he skipped that final Shield game for to play some golf, I think was just awful. That's a big shot. Will it carry? No, it won't. So all of a sudden, the Thunder are back into this game. But yeah, I think if you're going to skip Sheffield Shield as your final, if you're going to skip that final game of Shield to play golf, I think you don't deserve to play for Australia. Pretty simple. Although the Thunder are into this game now, but yeah, I'm glad that Usman Khawaja is not selected. I don't want him to have a farewell game. I don't think he's good. He was good, but he's not a legend. He doesn't deserve that farewell game. Not everyone gets a fairy tale ending, and Usman should be one of those players. I really think the only player right now who will get that fairy tale send-off test match who's a batter would be Steve Smith. I don't see how anyone else would get one at this current stage. But yeah, not every cricketer deserves that farewell test, and I certainly don't think Usman Khawaja is one of those players. As Chris Jordan comes in for the Hobart Hurricanes. Shadab Khan has clawed his way back into this after bowling kind of poorly at the start. He got a wicket in the power surge, and has now got a wicket here. And it's going to be the one. Wade there on 20 off 10. Jordan 1 off 2 at the moment. Wade 29 off 25. Wade will get strike next over. End of the over, 16 down. We now go 5 for 153. But yeah, big fan of Usman not being selected and big fan of him not playing ever again. Travis Head and Jake Weatherald are so settled at the top now. The blueprint's been set. I think Head should open from now on. Jake Weatherald's played sensational in his 2 test matches, minus that first innings, obviously. He looked really comfortable in that as the partner for that Travis Head knock in Perth. And in Brisbane, batted sensationally. He got 70 runs and didn't go out in the second innings and looked settled again. So I think Jake Weatherald will find himself opening with Travis Head for a lot of his career. Travis Head loves the Adelaide Oval, obviously, not just for a Big Bash point of view, but also not just for a test point of view, but also Big Bash if we remember that New Year's Eve ton that he smacked for the Adelaide Strikers. And he'll be playing for the Adelaide Strikers later in the season. That's pretty much confirmed. He's got a contract now there. Good running there from the How about Hurricane? It says it's 155. I don't know if it is. That's going to be a single. Trying to get them home. Matthew Wade. It should be done. They should win. They really should not lose. Chris Green there. 5-156. Chris Jordan got the one run. There you go. We'll get two. He gets through. That's a poor mistake. The run rate required is 6.57. Current run rate's 9. So nearly 10 and over. So from yeah, Ricky Ponting not happy with Reece Topley's fielding efforts there. Straight to the fielder. 23 off 20. There's a lot of dew there, which will be helping the Hobart Hurricanes right now, and the Thunder need something to go their way. They need a wicket soon if they want to come back and win this game. Good shot there from Chris Jordan. Again, going to be a single. Moves to 4 runs with 1 to go in this over. 23 from 19. Topley hasn't been good tonight at all, no. Again, another bowler who's not great, and there's a reason why he was a replacement player and not representing the Thunder for the entire season. Waiting for Lockie Ferguson after the conclusion of the ILT20. Gonna have to run there quickly, and they do. Chris Jordan. Five 159 with after 17 overs. Chris Jordan on 5. They still should win, but I guess the Thunder that was a solid over. Really good over from the Sydney Thunder, and Chris Green would be really happy and satisfied with the way that they played in that over. Minus that awful fielding mistake from Topley, I think it was a pretty settled over, if I'm being completely honest with you. It was a settled over, and they should be really happy with the way that went. I think the Scorchers will make the Big Bash final, and they'll lose to the Sixers. I think it'll be a Sixers Scorchers final, and I think the Sixers will win. Scorchers look good. They've always got good domestic talent, and they've got some pretty good international signings as well. They've got Finn Allen, who's damaging as well, and Laurie Evans. So it's either them or the Sixers, in my opinion. Because I don't agree with that. Just because look who the Sixers will have at the end of the season. Because Mitchell Starc will be bowling because there's a T20 World Cup that he won't be in. Steve Smith will play. Add Barbara Azam there, and add Barbara Azam, Dwarshuis Abbott. It will be Dwarshuis Abbott, and Dwarshuis Abbott and Starc bowling as your 3 trio. Dwarshuis has had one of the best T20 years, or he's had his best T20 year in his career. He's dominated. Sean Abbott's the highest Big Bash wicket taker, and Mitchell Starc is Mitchell Starc, who's obviously dominating in the Test arena. So I think it will be a very successful season, and add that with the damaging Steve Smith in T20s. You saw that ton he got against the Perth Scorchers last year. And Barbara Azam, well, you know what he can do at his best. He was one of the highest ranked T20 batsmen for a while there. I seriously think they'll do a lot of damage. Dot ball. Yeah, I just think the Sixers are going to But I will say, if the Big Bash final is in Perth, Dockers Lover, Perth will win. They're just so dominant at home and they're so hard to beat there. I think Perth will win the grand final if it's in Perth. Pretty simple. But if it's not in Perth and if it's in Sydney, I think the Sixers will be just too strong if that's the matchup. And you can't rule out this team who's currently batting, the Hobart Hurricanes. Obviously, they played terrific last season, won their maiden Big Bash title. They look pretty good this season. Melbourne Renegades are also another team that look real good, real strong, unfortunately. And the Heat, you can never rule them out when they get Usman Khawaja and Marnus back. I don't think Usman will do much anyway, but Marnus. Shaheen, we know what he can do at his best. Obviously, he had a really shocking night yesterday, but we know what Shaheen Shafridi can do at his best, and Xavier Bartlett. So you can't rule them out either. And yeah, the way that the Renegades are at the moment, in my opinion, is they're either going to get a score like they did yesterday, or they're just going to not get runs. They're the type of team they've signed power sloggers only. They don't really have anyone to anchor them and get them out of a tough situation. If they're just all going to fall, it's done. That's the way that it is for them. And I think the Sydney Thunder are going to have a bad year. I think the Strikers are going to have a bad year, and I think the Stars will have a mediocre year. Unless if we get Darcy Short, I think we can have a better year if we get Darcy Short, an experienced opener who can do some serious damage. But if we don't get Darcy Short, I don't think we'll go very far. That top order is just so inexperienced, and we just can't rely on the same two people to get us wins. Which in the last couple of years has been Maxwell and Stornis, which is just not good. They're not going to play their best every single game. Well, current run rate's 9.34. The required run rate's 6.86 at this current stage. And they're just going to want to get him. Good shot there from Wade. Good stop there from the Thunder. Going to be a dot. It's really been a pretty shitty ending to this game, if I'm being honest with you. It's been a pretty boring ending. You'd hope that they'd just smash him now, but this slow crap, when you only need 15 from 13, it's kind of boring, being honest with you. Game's pretty much settled. That was close. Maybe the game could have gotten a little bit more heated there. And a missed field as well to cap off some terrible fielding tonight from the Sydney Thunder. You know, you got 2 overs to go, and yeah, it's all right. See you, cricketer's life. But I'll tell you what, been a pretty disappointing end. It's been a pretty disappointing end to this game. Just the way that it started, and I mean, 13 from 12. This game should be done this over, really. You just want the Hurricanes to win now because it's been a disappointing end to this game. The stream was buzzing earlier, but the game's just in quality just dropped because of just how boring it is in the end. This game's been a boring finish, unfortunately. Ever since David went out, David was striking it perfectly, but ever since then, it's just been kind of bad. Kind of know what the result's going to be this current stage. And maybe not. Because what the hell? Maybe the Thunder do win and we have a classic of an end. Maybe we have a more entertaining ending. Alice will come in now. If you're the Melbourne Stars, you're looking at this game and going, if we can get a couple of their openers out, they're kind of not batting that great. I mean, 180 runs should have been chased down pretty easily, and they haven't done it comfortably. If they're gonna win, they're gonna win by 4 wickets or less. So if from a Stars perspective, you're watching this and you're going, if we can get Mitch Owen out and we can get Tim David out, we have a shot. You know, that's the way that you see. Um, that's just the way you see the game. You know. Nathan Alice. Maybe we do get a classic ending. Oh, even McDermott wasn't great last season, was he? He got some runs tonight, but I'll tell you what, this hasn't been a convincing batting performance from the Hobart Hurricanes, and if we can really expose them, I've tipped the Stars for a reason. I think the Hobart Hurricanes struggle at the G, and if they bat like this, I'll tell you what, then good luck. Because the Stars bowling is pretty settled. We've got Peter Siddle, who's bowling 140 still, 140 clicks. Harris Ralph, who's bowling 140 plus as well. And Tom Curran. Depends on what the weather's doing and if there's dew later on in the innings. If there's dew, you'd want to bowl first anyway because it just is a lot better to bat with dew. I don't remember the last time a team in Big Bash won uh, defending when there's dew there. I know Australia did it against South Africa in Darwin that first game, but that's not Big Bash obviously. So, oh, that's a good shot. And there's going to be some runs here. We could see the Hurricanes. Really good shot. I think at this ground, the Thunder didn't put up a big enough score. If they put up 190 even, 10 more runs, this game could be a lot different from because the way that the Hobart Hurricanes have battered in this innings, besides a few players, hasn't been convincing. So, from a Hurricanes fan, you'd expect more going to Melbourne at the MCG against the Stars. So, it'll be an interesting game for the Melbourne Stars on Thursday night, I can tell you that. That's a good shot. Now they only need 6 from 8. Really good shot there from Jordan. But yeah, seriously, Stars fans shouldn't go, oh, it's the Hurricanes, we're getting shit on. Because if they bat like this, we're in it. Of course, we've got to bat well, and it depends on our XI and all that. We haven't seen the Stars play Big Bash yet this season, so um, the Hurricanes will be playing their second game. But it looks like the Hurricanes are going to win this game. Obviously, they'll Thunder really need just 4 wickets to finish it, but that's not going to happen. I don't think we'll get a big collapse. This could be a 6 to finish the game. Not quite. Another misfield. This has just been a problem for the Sydney Thunder all night. Well, I'll be at the MCG watching that game because I'm going to every Stars game in Victoria, obviously, like I do every year. But I can say right now, I think the Melbourne Stars will win. But we have? Who do we have after the Hurricanes? Actually, I don't know. I don't remember. We've got someone, and 5 from 7 now. The Adelaide, we should win. I think the Strikers look pretty shit. We really should be 2 from 2. I think we'll beat the Canes. If we were playing them at this ground in Blundstone, we wouldn't win. But the Strikers look terrible. I'm being honest. I'm not. Um, yeah, I seriously don't think that the Adelaide Strikers. I don't rate them as a cricket team this year. I have them finishing last. Being honest, I don't think they'll go very far. I think they're going to have a really bad year again. Chris Lynn, Matt Short. That's pretty much it. They lost Jake Weatherald. They lost Doggett, I think. Although that won't hurt them that much because Brendan Doggett will be in the Australian squad the entire summer. They'll get Head and Carey at the end, but that will be too little too late, I reckon. Head and Short at the top, and then Carey, that will significantly help the Strikers, but I reckon they'll lose so many games at the start, it will be too little too late. But if they can get on a roll with that top order, they'll be a lot more dangerous. But right now, if I'm the Adelaide Strikers, I'm panicking. I don't think you'll win tomorrow in Sydney. You'll lose that game against the Sixers. I think the Sixers are better. Yeah. No, I think when they get Head back, they'll be significantly better and Carey. But right now, that's not going to happen. Chris Lynn's obviously there the whole year. That's going to help them. But besides those two players, they don't have much of a batting depth, and their bowling isn't great either. Luke Wood, you know what Luke Wood's like. You've seen Luke Wood play for the Stars. He played awful. So, yeah, I think the Strikers just look extremely weak. I think they're going to have a really bad year. Again, probably back-to-back seasons finishing last. That is one of the worst deliveries I've ever seen. No ball. Thank you very much. Now finish them off, please. The Hurricanes have been disappointing that they haven't done this sooner. You could say Alice said, fuck. Just belt him. Belt him. This game should have been done ages ago. Oi. They'll win this game now, confirmed. I reckon we will. I think we'll beat the Hobart Hurricanes in an upset, and I think we'll beat the Strikers. If we're 0-2, that's just shit and unacceptable. At the worst, at the most, it should be 1-1. We can't lose to Adelaide. Adelaide are shocking. Commentary agrees. There really hasn't been that player who's gone on and won the game off their own bat. Yeah, exactly. But I don't think we'll make finals anyway. So, but if we have a 2-0 start, that significantly helps the club. So, yeah, we really need a strong start. We didn't do that in the last 2 years, and it's cost us. that out or what? How is that not a wide? That's a wide, isn't it? That is extremely wide. You could fit a car in that gap, mate. You could fit a car in that gap. That's a wide. That's shocking. That's got to be a wide. That's garbage. This has to be a wide. That's a wide. Yes, that's way over. I'm calling that a wide. Thank you very much. No bat. No bat. No bat. That's a wide. Why is that? No, who cares if it's not out? It was obviously not out, but it's a wide. That's wide. It's a wide. That's fucking garbage. They need to fix that. All this drama, and they'll get a single off this next ball. It's fucking garbage. It's a wide. It's a wide. It's crap. That's shocking umpiring. How can a professional umpire fuck that up when I'm watching this and it's clearly a wide? They'll finish it off in this ball, and that's what they do. No, they don't. Fucking hell. They really are wasting time. I think the Hurricanes will be disappointed that they didn't finish this game sooner, and their net run rate's not going to be that high. I think they really should have smashed them and got a higher net run rate. But no, that's not going to happen. This field is actually ridiculous as well. They're desperate to keep it in, but fuck me. This is embarrassing. Um, why isn't this game done? No way we're getting a super over the way that this is going. Fuck me. I reckon bowl Yorker at the stumps, mate. They've got the field to do it. Bowl a Yorker at the stumps. Nathan Ellis is not going to hit you for six. I don't think. Any short balls as well, I don't think will work. Yorker at the stumps. If you can swing it in, do it. They only need one run, and they've wasted most of this over. This is actually ridiculous. This is shocking. Shocking, 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 shocking. There you go. The Hurricanes win. The Hobart Hurricanes win the game, and they go 1-0. But that was a really bad way to finish the game. I think they would be pretty disappointed in themselves. A win's a win, obviously, but like a win's a win. But that was certainly kind of shit. Not gonna lie. Uh, yeah, that took a lot longer than it should have. But yeah, that's actually some really shocking. Uh, yeah, I don't know what to say because yeah, I certainly think that was not a good way to end the game. being honest with you. Yeah, no one really won the game off their own bat for the Canes tonight. A win's a win, but just like, a bit silly that it ended like this, and it should have ended. Should have been a lot more of a comfortable victory for the Hobart Hurricanes. But anyway, that will do the stream, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. I've currently got a scheduled stream for 10:30 for the Ashes tomorrow, but maybe I'll start a little bit later. Have the first session to myself, maybe stream the second session. So we'll wait and see on that one. But thank you for watching, guys. Until the next one, cheers. Good game of cricket tonight in the end. Although it was a bit of a weird ending. It was high quality at the start, especially with Bancroft there. Shadab Khan, Constas, Chaudhary, and Owen and McDermott did well as well. And Tim David, as Tim David always does. But yeah, thanks for watching. Till the next one, cheers. See you guys.